T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to another Monday Night Live show. My name is Callum, joined by a man like Matt and Drifty. We are Team Kop-Ish. How are you doing today?
Not bad at all, bro.
Yeah, not too bad, bro. Not too bad. The dust has kind of settled now. You know what I mean? We know what we're gonna work with, or we know what we've got to work with. Sorry, this season. So, yeah, just waiting now for this weekend, bro.
Has the dust settled?
Well, it had to have settled, didn't it? Because
yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm not even gonna speak about the FSG stuff anymore. Like,
No.
Yeah, I'm over it now. I'm over it.
Yeah,
now.
we gotta get behind the team now, and
yeah, man.
Unless something comes up with them in the news or anything, we just got to back the team. We got to look at the fixtures. We just got to roll onto the games now, man. Just got to back what we got. That's what we got to do now. That's what we got to do.
100%.
So let's start off with one of the players that we didn't sell. One of the players that we are looking to renew on a contract, apparently, Mohamed Salah. Reports over the weekend came out that Salah is demanding £500,000 per week. Now, the sources were from the Daily Mirror or for the Mirror, so you can obviously take those with a pinch of salt. 500k. I'm going to ask you first, both. 500k, do you think he's worth it?
No player is.
Not even Messi?
The stuff in their contract, that means that they make money off of their name, their brand, image rights, all of that. Cool, because you earn that, innit? As being who you are outside of on the pitch. £500,000 a week. No player deserves £500,000 a week.
Sorry, choking a bit. Does Salah deserve 500,000? No, but are there players that do deserve it? Yeah, Messi's one of them. I disagree with Drift. I think football's at a stage where footballers will earn that type of money. It's just part and parcel of the game now, in my opinion, anyway. And let's be real, it's not really affecting us. Like, people's wages shouldn't be affecting you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't be watching face. It's part of the game. Like, I know we get hung up on it because we know how our club kind of operates, but me personally, I think if we said a player like Messi gets it, I don't think we bat an eyelid. But because it's Salah, there's a massive conversation. Although I do think he doesn't deserve 500,000, but he deserves a bigger pay rise than obviously what he's on now, which I think is about 200,000. But I think Virgil's overtaken him now as the highest earner, which I believe is now 210.
So that's going to be my next question then. If Salah's not worth 500k, and obviously the rumors that are coming out, I don't think it's true. I can't see Salah demanding that amount, nor do I think he would have leaked how much he's demanding either. How much, one, do you think he's worth? And two, should we as fans even care what they're getting? Because if we actually break it down, without the players, effectively the football team is kind of null and void, isn't it? They are the ones that bring the people to the seats. So in the same way we believe a fighter should get more than a promoter, surely the footballers should get the lion's share of the finances that the club bring in my opinion. Again, feel free to disagree if you want. But so how much do you guys think he deserves or should be getting?
I mean, I look with that whole deserve thing. I don't have a problem with them having the money as in them as individuals. I just feel like that's just life. And I know that sounds like a blank way to say it, but the top executive at Amazon don't even have a smidgen of the money the owner does. And he probably does a lot more to bring in the money with his day-to-day stuff. Like, that's just life. I made more money for the companies I work for than the manager. And I got paid not even a quarter of what the manager got paid, or not even a third of what the manager. That's just life, bro. That's just how things go. Like, footballers can't want to be exceptions to the rules of life.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, that it's life, but just because it's life, should it be right? Should we not try and break the mold?
Oh, it's not right.
So that's what I'm saying. Right. So if it's not right what the top earners or the top people are doing, we shouldn't then in theory moan about the people who are doing the work and then not getting paid, and then we can't really moan about them when they are getting or asking for that sort of money. Then in theory. Yeah. Look, because all right, so I'm gonna break it.
Get it. Like,
so I'll break it down like this, Drift. So say for example, all us three are on Kop-Ish, and let's say that we had someone behind the scenes who was just doing like the bare minimum. And let's say for example, we were bringing in, I'll do an easy number. Let's say we're bringing in 100k a year, but me, you, and Matt were getting 10, and this other person was getting 70, but this other person weren't really doing nothing. But all they do is they front up the stuff. Like we would have a problem with that, wouldn't we?
The only time I wouldn't have a problem with it is if it was their project and they brought me on board. Then I knew the rules when I got involved. Like,
rules can change.
If he owns it and then asks me to come on board.
No, but he doesn't own it. He just
no.
All right, let's say if he owns it. Let's say if he does own it.
For the comparison, the football club own the right to do what they want in it. You're an employee. Once you say you work for that employer, effectively, this is what contracts are about. Do you agree? Is this okay? Once you sign, you signed. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, it would be unfair, massively unfair. But at the same time, if he was the one who got this whole thing popping, I cannot really argue, can I guess?
I hear where you're coming from. What's your thoughts on it, Matt?
Here's the thing, because again, I don't. In today's game, Salah's actually worth that amount. When you actually deep it kind of is.
Market value talking,
yeah, market value. Because when you think about what he brings in for Liverpool and whatnot, and you could, and here's the thing: if we didn't pay Salah, let's just say he was asking for this 500,000, although I don't think he is, by the way. Other clubs would go and give it to him because they know that they can afford it and he probably deserves it. Whereas we're under a very strict model. What do I think he should get though? I would say for me personally, I've always said about the 350 mark. I've said that for a while, from maybe about 6 months ago. And I said 350, I think, is a massive pay rise. But in my mind, it doesn't like just mash up the wage structure, in my opinion, because what you're going to find is this.
It does.
I'll tell you why.
Because I'm on both sides of this. Go on, man.
I'll tell you why it doesn't. So a lot of the people have already signed up. So there's only Salah, Mane, and Firmino left, yeah? Out of all three of them, Salah's been the most consistent, and he's also the most marketable and the most important to Liverpool, whether we like it or not. So if he was to dare turn around and say 350, I do not think, like, because we have this thing in our heads, like, if he says 350, then Mane's going to want 300 and Firmino's going to want 250. Doesn't always work like that, because if a player is that exceptional and Liverpool know how much he's worth to them, they can cut that deal with Salah and no one can't say nothing. And they just have to hold their mouth, put up or shut up, in it. It's one of them things where it's like, in my opinion, he's the one that can command it. I don't think we can, start giving every single other person 350. But in my opinion, I think he deserves it. And I said before, like, we've signed up everyone to long-term deals, people that are in their prime. So really and truly, if Virgil's going to go and get a new contract, whether it's 2-3 years down the line, he'll be that much older. He won't be able to command those wages anyway. Neither will be able. Neither will other players in their prime at a certain age, because all the players we've signed up, they've signed up to long-term contracts unless they start renegotiating in 2 years' time, and then it might become an issue. But I can't see it becoming an issue right now if Salah was to sign 350, in my opinion, anyway.
All right, let me just touch on it quickly before you go.
Hold on. Go on then.
All right, if you ask me how much I would give him and there was nobody else to worry about, It was just about what I thought he was worth. I'd give him 375. I would have no issue if Salah signed a contract getting 375. He's earned it, bangs in the goals. He's our most marketable footballer. Boom, straight up and down. I ain't got no issue. Even if you said 380, I'd go, fuck it, do it. It's Mo, do it, right? So I ain't got a problem with him getting money. But now I'm going to look at it from the point of the view of the whole squad of what we have to look at, because we've got to turn into like salary FC in it. Like, this is what we've got to do, like, because this is our only club's the only one who have this issue. I totally disagree, Matt, when you're saying that unrest isn't to worry about because they've already signed contracts, because you've got to think about it in this way. They will start to feel like they got mugged off, that you let them sign a contract knowing what you're about to do for Salah. They will feel undervalued even if they're tied in. So I actually feel like you can't just look at it like that and go, because that will be like using Cal's analogy from earlier. Me, Cal, and you are all negotiating with, I don't know, Bobby G, yeah, the guy who owns Kop-Ish, and we're all negotiating based on getting new contracts. And you do a contract renewal the day before me and Cal, and then you find out we're getting 10 grand more than you. You're not going to turn around and go, oh, well, I saw mine yesterday. That is what it is, isn't it? You're going to be like, right, I saw mine under the impression we were on this kind of level playing field thing, and then all of a sudden you just boosted up them and like that. So it will cause unrest, bro, just because they've signed contract. Now, the other thing I'll say is, if we're talking about importance, Mo Salah is highly valuable to Liverpool. But I would arguably say that in their position, Fabinho and Van Dijk and Alisson are as important, if not to a degree more important with the case of Alisson, based on prior experiences. Now, you cannot then say that that's why he deserved all of that, because in their position, they can argue I'm more valuable or just as valuable as he is.
All right, let me hear you. Let me hear you something.
Let me quickly rebuttal this though. From the outside looking in, you can say that. But do you want to know something? You cannot replace goals. Goals are goals. If we was to sell Mohamed Salah right now, no, bro, I'm telling you,
we didn't win trophies for that, bro. Just remember that
we didn't win trophies. Okay, that's cool. That is absolutely fine. But it's a lot harder to replace goals than it is an amazing defender and a CDM. I'm telling you that from now. There's not many people. No. I'm saying goals though. There's not many people in world football that can do what Salah does. I can tell you that for free. It don't matter what striker you bring in, you're gonna find it hard. So what you're saying is true, because that's they're talking about squad balance. That's talking about championships. I'm just talking about solely from a goals perspective, what he brings by himself. He's a walking machine, and that's a hard thing to replicate. And I do feel like if you're gonna try and bring like Fabinho, Alisson, and Van Dijk, of course, like they're important. They're world class in their position. Some of them are the best in their position. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot replace Mohamed Salah's goals, because we've done it before. We tried things before, and I know it was different. But remember when we sold Suarez and we brought in a bagger man that we thought that could score goals? We brought in this player, that player. It ain't as easy as that. Even when we got when we sold Torres.
Go on.
Even when we sold Torres, yeah, we went and done the Carroll and Suarez thing, but we're lucky that Suarez paid off. I mean, at the beginning, Suarez started very slowly, and we were like, "Oh, how are we going to replace these goals?" So this is what I'm saying. In my opinion, you can replace, a Van Dijk and thing a little bit easier. But when it comes to Salah, bro, you're going to find it very hard, in my opinion.
Okay,
so let me jump in quick. So here's what I think. So firstly, Drift, you've become a bit more flexible in your approach, because I remember we had this conversation a couple of months back, and you were very rigid in saying you don't think Salah should go over 300k and stuff like that. So again,
because as footballers, that type of money you shouldn't moan about. I just feel like as a human being, if you're earning 300 grand a week, you should not feel like you're being underpaid. I don't care.
Well, we say that as people not on that sort of money.
I was going to say, this is football.
The reason,
but on a human level, especially when you've come from poverty, like most footballers have working class backgrounds. Once you get to that level, you shouldn't start seeing that you're like. I don't like when the greed kicks in. That's all. I don't like.
I don't think it's greed. I think it's knowing your self-worth, Drift. I think there's a big difference between the two. And I think we as non-footballers can probably sit on the outside and say, oh, that's too much money, shouldn't even be demanding that. But again, I throw it back to this. If me, you and Matt are all doing the same job, and, let's say, for example, we're the 3 best in the world at what we do, and then you realize that someone else is on double what you're getting and they're not as good as you, you should be asking questions, in my opinion, because that is your worth as who you are.
I just live my life under the rule of don't watch face, innit? So I don't really care what other people.
But if that's the case, then why are you bringing up the fact of other players? But if that's the case, then. But then you said that other players are going to start kicking off if Salah gets that amount of money, which again,
that's me knowing the reality of life. That what me and Cal were just talking about was a personal preference of how much they should earn. When I'm talking about the other players, I take into consideration.
But that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and not only that, if you're the best in what you do, like in the world, yeah, and you know you can go and get what you are worth because this is today's market. You know how we just talk about the market has changed, bro? Like, let me give you an example. Dan James went to Leeds for £30 million. That's just today's market. We can say inflation, whatever. That's just today's market. I look at it as in today's market, Salah actually can command that money. I don't think he should get it, but let's not be silly here. There's other teams that will pay that. And they'll be like, do you know what? You're one of the best in the world, fam. What do you want?
There's only 3 teams that will pay.
No, but okay.
But there's someone else.
But there's Chelsea, there's Man City, there's PSG. Dare I say it? If push came to shove, then it would never happen.
Pay 500 grand a week, I don't think.
Bruv, Abramovich.
They pay a lot, but I don't think they pay 500.
I'm just talking hypothetically, though. Not like those teams might even think 500 is much, but I'm just saying teams that are capable. The actual teams that are capable of paying them wages are Man City. Yeah, Real Madrid, PSG, Chelsea, and Man United. Those teams financially can actually pay him 500,000. Doesn't mean that they're going to, but they can. They can afford to.
And another thing that we need to think about as well. So, Drift, where I do agree with you is where you say obviously Van Dijk, Fabinho, Alisson in their positions. I think they're the best in the world. But at the same time, there's 2 other factors when it comes to Salah. It comes to he's been there longer than all them. And also, he brings the most revenue to the club probably out of all those as well. So when we're talking about the overall Salah package, it goes beyond football. Like we've spoken about this.
I agree with that. And that's where I'll say writing stuff about image rights and all that stuff. So he gets paid what he's worth for being him.
No, so that's what I'm saying. When it comes to Salah, we can sort of compare it to other players. But really and truly, in my opinion, there's no other players in the squad right now can go to the board and be like, you know what? I've just heard Salah's on 350, but I'm only on X amount. I need to be on the same as him. In my opinion,
I disagree with a couple of players.
But who would you? When you talk about the overall package, I've got the super chats. I've got the super.
Oh, the overall package. Okay, cool. Yeah,
when you talk about the overall package, that's what I'm saying.
So let me just. This is the point I want to quickly make. So I don't go all the way back when we get.
Also as well. Sorry, Kev made a great point earlier. How much would it cost to actually replace Salah as well?
Oh no, I get that. But here's the point that I've done, because I don't fully agree with what Matt's saying, even though I do agree goals are very, very hard to come by in terms of someone who's prolific. I do get that. But I do want to point out that we haven't had a goalkeeper since 2011 that we could trust until we bought Alisson. And that was because there was very few and far between either available or good enough. So I do not agree. I think a world-class goalie is harder to find than a goal scorer. Go around the world and find me. No, go around the world and tell me how many world-class goalkeepers there are. But then tell me how many are attainable as well. It's not just about whether they're there. It's about how they're attainable.
But that's changing. That's changing the argument.
You could say the same. You could say the same about that with Salah, though. How many right wingers are world class?
You're changing the argument. No. Were we willing to pay?
I agree, but I can find you more players that I think are capable of maybe even getting to that level if they're not now than a goalie that will be world class and arguably the best in the world. And secondly, when Van Dijk, before his injury, had 2 consistent years of Ballon d'Or level, arguably, in my opinion, the best centre-back the Premier League's ever had. I don't care if it was only over a 3-year period. For me, the best centre-back the Premier League's ever had, bro, that is not easy to replace. We got people paying 80 mil for Maguire's because centre-backs are not available. There are no good centre-backs around. There's very few good centre-backs around. I feel like you can get a goal scorer, even if he's not as good as Salah, you can get a goal scorer easier than a Van Dijk or an Alisson. Do you know how long did we wait for a Van Dijk? Defense was our problem for years. We lost cup finals. We lost Premier Leagues. All our issues were being shit at the back and not being able to defend and having a dodgy goalkeeper.
Yes, to win
so
championships.
No way you're telling me now we're
that's a different argument.
No,
That's a
because
different
we've got
argument.
it now. Not remembering what life was like before Alisson and Van Dijk.
No,
I'm sorry, life before them two was terrible.
I think you're
That was
missing
terrible.
where I'm coming from with this, Drift. I'm not talking about winning trophies. I'm talking about the actual players themselves.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's
I'm
how I said you
just
changed the
talking
argument. You're talking about
I'm talking
titles.
about their effect on the team. So as an individual, Salah deserves more money than everybody based on who he is. I agree with that, and his worldwide reach. I'll never argue that 100%. But what I'm saying is, I can't only think of that. I have to think about his value on the pitch. And on the pitch, nobody can tell me Van Dijk and Alisson aren't as valuable as Salah. I'm not hearing it.
No,
I'm not hearing
we're
it.
not saying we're not again.
No, I'm not saying
I've
you
never
are. I'm
said
just
that.
saying if anybody's, because Matt kind of was like, Salah is more important than them, and I disagree.
I said his goals. He's got put like this. In my opinion, it's harder to replace goals than it is, in my opinion, clean sheets and goalkeepers. Now, I hear your argument about look where we were with regards to rain and all that stuff. How many years? But let's be real. Liverpool never really wanted to spend on a goalkeeper. Are we going to sit here and say when Reina was all dusted? Are we going to sit here and say there weren't no Ter Stegens, no Oblaks, no Edisons, no Noyers?
Matt.
No. That's no.
We can't get those.
No, but then okay, then. So let me flip that on you then. If Mo Salah was to leave tomorrow, who's attainable? Because you just said it's about attainability. Who are we getting to replace Salah? Tell me right now. Give me 3 names in your opinion that's attainable. That's going to do what he does.
If you're talking about someone who's on his level, nobody. But if you're talking about somebody I believe could still bang 15, 20 goals in the league, there's a couple. There is.
But that's what we just said. So here's where we're going to throw it back at you, Drift. Who in there can come in and replace Alisson right now?
What, in world football?
Yeah.
No one.
Arguably, you could say...
Especially no one that we want. Neuer would never get him to stay.
No, but we're not asking about who we could get, Drift. We're literally talking about players we could actually... Players who, if we had an open checkbook, you say, go and get that player, we can go and replace Alisson with that player.
The only one I would actually say would probably be Neuer.
For me, there's a few. And I'm not saying they're as good as him at certain things, but I think Oblak, Neuer, Donnarumma, I think they can all be in the conversation. I think they can all be in the conversation.
Definitely not Donnarumma. I'll give you Oblak possibly.
No, Donnarumma, all he's lacking, in my opinion, is he hasn't got like the kicking like some of the others. But when it comes to commanding his area, being dominant, one-on-ones, reflex save, bro. Donnarumma is
Donnarumma, Neuer, Ter Stegen, Oblak.
Ter Stegen's another one.
Ter Stegen can't replace Alisson.
No, but again, I'm not saying he has to be on the exact same level. I'm saying
I'll even give you Ter Stegen then. That's 4.
All right, so that's my point. Still. Can you name me 4 players?
But if you're saying open checkbook, of course. We're talking open check, but then I could just start getting Messi, Ronaldo, Haaland, Mbappe. I could just start naming anyone.
No, but we're not talking about. But here's the thing: you just mentioned 3 strikers there, and a 10. Messi can play on the right as well. Who can come in and play in Salah's position in our system right now?
But the thing is, if we get a striker that scores 25 goals, the winger doesn't need to.
But you're not answering the question, fam.
No, I am. Because you can replace Salah's goals in any other position. If you said to me, we're going to... No, honestly. If you said to me, we're going to buy Bruno Fernandes, and it's a guarantee he's going to bang in 17 goals in the season.
That changes the argument, though. He's
no,
the
it
same
doesn't,
player
because
for
you
player.
said his goals can be replaced in other ways. You can't
can
replace
share
a goal without a goalkeeper.
Bruv, we all know in football you can share goals.
But that's like me
saying... So you can replace Salah's goals in other ways. It doesn't have to be a direct...
All right, but Drift, that's like me saying, all right, you don't have to replace Alisson with the same sort of quality. What you could do is just go and get another world-class centre-back and stick him next to Virgil if Matic.
No, because then the goalie's still going to make mistakes, Carl. That's not the same thing.
No, but my point is... You're missing my point again, Drift. What I'm saying is, you're slyly moving the goalpost by saying you can go and do this and shift that and shift that. I'm saying, can you go out and get someone to replace Salah in a system that we play right now? And for me,
yes, if you're talking about goals, yes, I'd buy a striker. But I would buy a striker. I'll replace Salah with a striker.
He doesn't effectively. All right, effectively plays as a striker, but he's not a striker at the same time because he drifts over to the right.
No, but you said, if you're saying can I replace Salah as a right wing forward? No. There isn't a right wing forward in world football I can replace him with.
But that's just
that's my point, Drift. But that's
we know we can do the whole shift around thing.
Are we worried about his position or his goals?
Well, both.
Bruv, he's
because we could have bought a Sancho who can play his position, put Haaland up front, and his goals are replaced.
Yeah, but that's
so what I'm saying.
We're saying one player. We're saying
No,
one
no,
player.
but what I'm
This
just
is
trying
no,
to say.
but my point here
Matt's
is this.
argument was goals. Matt said you can't replace goals. That's what
You
Matt's
can't
argument.
for one player like that. It's not going to be easy. Not easy, bruv. Come
No,
on.
but what? Yeah, and then my point was just I think it's harder to replace good world class centre backs and goalkeepers
See,
because there aren't many in the world. There are very few
bro,
in the world.
can I tell you something?
We're
Let me
not
give it.
disagreeing with you, but we're
No,
just
we're
saying
not.
we've been
We're
able
not,
to
'cause you
name
can't-
a few players, but
'cause
you've
I
not been
think-
able to name one player who can come in and do what Salah does. or
Because
get
you see what
close
you're
to it.
Yeah, because what you're doing there, Drift, is this, yeah? And I understand it, but we're just saying like one in, one out. You see with the whole Salah argument, yeah, you can get maybe like, let's say for example, we did get a Chiesa and a Haaland. We'll probably be able to make up those goals, right? And the same thing, in my opinion, you can even say for Virgil. Let's just say for whatever reason, Virgil went somewhere else. We could probably get two very good centre backs, but they won't be Virgil's level, but they'll be very good centre backs. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We've even got one.
Player for player, we're just talking about stopping the ball going in the back of our net versus putting the ball in the net in a match. And therefore, I feel like it's harder to stop the ball going in the back of our net in terms of who's available than it is to find somebody to put the ball in the net.
But you say that.
All right,
All
look, we're going around in circles.
Salah's the top goals.
Guys, we're going around in circles. All right, let's switch on the topic then. How do we replace his marketability as well?
Can't do that.
That's a whole nother story. Very different.
Can't do that.
Very different.
Can't do
He's
that.
the most marketable footballer in the world apart from Ronaldo and Messi.
Probably Mbappe as well.
I still think it's Salah, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know.
So this is my point when I say, even though 500k sounds like a mad amount of money, the amount of that he actually brings to the club, and again, I'm not saying I want him to get 500k just for the sake of it. Like I'd be more than happy with him getting like 350 to 400. But if we see him get 500, I don't think we should be sitting there thinking, right, that's crazy, because I think the amount he brings to the club, the amount he does as a player is probably worth that amount.
So I agree with you. If I heard that Mo Salah signed a contract tomorrow for 500 grand, I don't care. It's Mo Salah, innit? I don't care. He's earned his money. Call it back pay if you want. Like, he's earned his money. I just want to get that clear. I have no issue with how much Mo makes. I'm only looking at it in a devil's advocate way because I have to be realistic to how we run as a club. Now, I ask you this. If he makes over double our closest earner, which is now Van Dijk on 220, yeah? I'm telling you now, boys, you see those chances Salah's missing now? Oh, there's a whole load of problems that start happening in the world of the fan base, the Twitter mob, the media. If he makes 500 grand a week, do you think he can come out of games where he hasn't scored a brace?
Yeah, because he's a
Do you
human
know
being.
what? Do you know how much that changes
being.
the narrative of negativity?
But that
towards
means players
Yeah,
that
but there's
earn that
gotta be
type of money
negative-
should never miss then. Because like here's the
But
thing,
that
yeah.
is the problem. Aubameyang is
No.
getting hella stick because
Yeah, but
he got
that's
a pay
Arsenal.
rise.
That's Arsenal.
No,
Let's-
because
let's-
guys,
Ozil
because
was
Aubameyang's doing
getting
that.
hella stick because he got a pay rise.
But that's
Bruv,
because they were
Sanchez
doing
went to United
But
and
he's
got
been missing.
ridiculed
because they
because
were
he
doing
got a
absolutely
pay
nothing.
rise.
because
But
they've
Drift,
been missing.
Two players you've mentioned did absolutely nothing.
We're talking
after that
about
pay
one of
rise.
the most consistent performers.
No, but what my point is that people only cared about it because of their pay rise.
But why should we care as fans? Because we know the real
It
fans.
just seems to be the narrative, boys.
Because we're
We all know
LFC accountant
football.
FCs now.
We
innit?
all know
But
football,
I'm saying,
come on.
no, but I'm saying, why should we care what rival fans say? If let's say,
No,
for
I'm not even
example,
just talking about rivals, Cal. All the comments in here, and I'm not even like trying to say anything about the people in the comments, but I can just imagine it now. Mo Salah's gone 3 games without a goal, and he just signed a 500 grand a week contract. Yeah, and he ain't been playing the best, and he's hit the post once or twice, missed the sitter. Hey, best believe he is getting scapegoated on a daily basis.
But he kind of
And the
gets scapegoated
pressure,
now.
the
I was gonna
negativity,
say
it
nothing
will
changes.
ramp up on some next level. So
In my
there's a lot
opinion,
more
nothing
that comes
changes.
with that 500 grand a week than you think, you know.
But he gets
Best
scapegoated
believe.
now, though. He gets
He gets
scapegoated now.
he's heavily scrutinized
Yeah,
now.
but that's just haters. That's
Yeah, but
just
you know what's
haters.
gonna
But that's what we
happen?
could, there's always going to be haters.
Yeah,
No,
bro.
on
it's gonna
500 grand a
wear
week,
off.
there'll be people aren't even haters that'll start pointing fingers. You lot
That'll
got to
wear off now.
understand this. 500 grand a week is ridiculous. He will get it in the
Let
net.
me ask you something. If we had earners, yeah, like say like Real Madrid or even a PSG that were on wages more towards like 350, 400, and then Salah come in with a big 5, we're not really gonna say nothing. But you know why we're talking like that now, and what you're saying now is because you're kind of doing the same type of thing, or you're at least trying to say other people will, and that's do that whole accountant thing. Why is man watch? Why are people watching wages when it's about putting the ball in the back of the net? If he scores, he scores. If he misses, he misses. Yeah. And here's the thing: because the way our club is, no, I was about to say we all are. But you know why we do it more is because we have this tight wage structure. Yeah. Where if someone was to get, as you said, like quite, a lot more than what someone else is getting, we dare start thinking about all these things that could happen. When really and truly it's business, things might even catch up. So we might, let's just say, for example, he did get the 500, and then next Virgil gets like 400,000.
Virgil ain't getting another pay.
No, but I'm just giving you an example. Like it's called like life moves on. At some point, surely someone at Liverpool is going to get close to I'll say about 400,000 a week. Surely. Whether it's in our lifetime or not, I don't know, because it depends on our owners. Yeah, it depends on our owners, yeah. But you get what I'm trying to say, like life moves on, like things move on. Like
Shall I tell you how I look at wages with footballers? I look at it like taxes for us. So the more money you make, the more taxes you pay, right? But the more money you still keep at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For me, this is what wages is. If you're successful as a football team, you're effectively going to pay more in wages, which is tax, because you're bringing in more. It's just part and parcel of it. So when people are saying, "Oh, well, we've got this wage and that wage," because I'm like, yeah, but we've got those players on those wages because we're winning stuff. That's phenomenal. We should be over the moon with that. Why are we complaining? And it's like, I think there needs to be almost a whole mind shift of where we go with wages and stuff like that. And obviously the club have renewed players and stuff. So it's not like they're being negligent about this. But this whole narrative of we can't do anything more because of the wages, all it comes down to is let's just go and start winning stuff. And then when you start winning stuff, you bring in more money and then you give these players what they deserve because, they've earned it. It's not like we're just like, if we were doing this under Brendan, for example, where we weren't winning anything and you were putting on players on mad wages, dare I say, like what Man United are doing, then you can talk. But over the last how many years when we've been doing bits, give the players what they deserve, in my personal opinion.
This is what I always said, Carl. Sorry, Matt. This is what I always said. Incentivized contracts for me, even though I get the argument that they might start getting greedy, I would just like to think that that wouldn't come into them or their bad teammates. But that's another story. But this is what I'm talking about, incentivized contracts. If I heard that Salah signed a contract tomorrow for 200 grand a week, but he got 100 grand goal bonus for every goal he scored, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, go get your money, Mo. Go get, no, honestly, I'll be like, go get your money. Every time Mo scored, I'll be like, 100 G's, baby, Dana. We rich, baby. Right, because you know what? He would be earning them goals. Do you get what I'm saying? Not doing the Gareth Bale getting 650 under the umbrella with his feet up, doing nothing and still getting 650. If Mo was getting 200 basic and 100 grand per goal, if he got 500 grand that week, he scored a hat-trick. Good on you, big man. You earned it. Well done. But your basic is still fat. You're still on a fat basic.
So let me just play devil's advocate here.
Incentivized contracts then, isn't it?
All right, but you've just said
that now, so
you just said though, Drift, if Salah's on double the amount that the next man is on, it could potentially start causing unrest in the team. Bro.
No, that was Matt's point, and I kind of agree with it a bit, yeah.
No, but here's my thing. If we start incentivizing players to get goals, for example, goal bonuses, like mad goal bonuses, couldn't we face a situation where man are looking at each other and thinking, yeah, I can square it here, or I can bag myself an extra 100K? So
no, that's what I said at the beginning. But then you got to hope that the team would think more about the win, and then they'd think about themselves afterwards, because you would hope that they would still want the win first. Otherwise, they're just mercenaries. If I'm in front of goal, no, honestly, if it's the 81st minute, and we're 1-1 and we need to win this match, and I'm thinking about my goal bonus more than the team winning, then there's already an issue, guys.
No, but you're saying, do you know what? I would say,
you know what, put them on an assist bonus, so they don't care whether it's them scoring or creating the goal then.
I think players will do that, because if we're gonna base it on human nature, like you were saying before, like Matt, they're gonna watch Salah, like as you said, like if he scores, if he misses, and they're going to look at him, or even the fans, even the players are going to be like, raw, like you're on double on what I'm on and you couldn't even bury that. Then best believe, if we're going by that drift, it's going to be the same thing, Let's be real. If me, you and Cal were playing and I was on some...
Not doing the game, Matt.
No, I'll
No,
give you an example.
I'm
No,
not
no, no,
thinking
no,
money during
no,
the match.
bro.
I'm not.
Play it. But we've seen it before, funny enough, actually. There's been reports of players being upset about not scoring because of because he would have got a goal bonus or he would have activated a clause. Something like that. Bro, I'm telling you, if we're gonna sit here and say players are gonna get upset if certain players are making a certain amount, then best believe, bro, they're gonna get upset if a player doesn't pass or a player shoots and they could have got their bag. I'm
All
telling you
right,
from now.
let me tell you why I
that
don't think that's
premise,
a big deal. Let me tell you why I don't think that's a big deal. We all know Mo's chasing Golden Boot every season. He's already trying to score all the time. What difference does it make if he's getting money for it? I've
No, but-
watched games where Salah don't pass because he's thinking about wanting to be top goal scorer. What difference would it make if he's getting
It doesn't
money on
feel
top?
like
He's
that's a
always
bit.
chasing the goals, bro.
That is
He's
very
always
true.
chasing the goals,
But
bro.
you kind of, if to be at that
Put
level,
Bobby on
you
a
kinda,
50 grand a week assist bonus and he'll just be setting man up all day,
bro,
bro.
do you want to know something? To be at that level, you kind of have to be a little bit like that. There's very few players that I know that can bang in the amount that he does and not have that kind of selfish streak, so to speak. So
Exactly.
we're talking
So he's
about your
gonna have it
Kane's,
whether
your
he's getting paid
Lewandowski's.
or not.
But you add money onto that now. Come on now, you're actually opening up some madness right there. So
I
if
don't
you're
think you are. I don't think you're paying him what he deserves.
bro, listen to what you
Man's
just
in a
said.
hat
Though.
trick. There's 300
Bro,
G's.
no,
It is what
bro.
it is, man.
Listen to what you said. You just said the player wants to get top goal scorer. Now you're gonna add money onto that. Are you literally you're asking?
I don't think it would change how much he wants to score.
Nah,
goals.
come on, man. You
No,
just said a
I
man
don't.
chasing goal.
I don't think it would
In my
change.
opinion,
how
of course
much he
that's
wants
gonna
to score
change.
goals.
That's
I
extra
don't think it
incentive.
would.
In my
And
opinion,
if you
anyway.
put an assist bonus on there, he'll pass because he knows he's getting paid either way. But the priority should be the team winning, right? And we're all ballers here who grew up loving football, playing football, watching everything about football is half of our life. None of you can tell me at any point during a match you care about anything other than the win. Come on, not even self-gain. Like,
No,
I've never been in a football match
course
and I've
not.
cared about myself before the team winning the match.
But we
No,
didn't
I
even
hear-
play
I
at
hear
that
that.
level, though. There's other things that
But even if we're talking about this level though, Drift, and again, I can use the example with me and you because I'm not a striker. If I'm 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper and I hear you running up next to me, I'm probably going to pass to you. You're a striker. You're not going to pass to me, bro. You're going to back yourself.
No, but that ain't going to be because I'm thinking anything selfish. It's just I'm in the opportunity and I'm being instinctive.
Hence
but if
why-
you're open goal, Cal, I'll pass to
because
you.
you
No, but
think you
no,
couldn't
but this is-
If you're in the
score.
open
No,
goal
but this
position,
is-
I'll pass to you.
But
bro.
this is my point. A lot of the time, I think people think, yes, Salah just claiming or chasing golden boot. But he probably backs himself to score, bro, because he
This
probably
is what I'm
slots them in
saying.
training all the time.
Now
Yeah,
you're gonna
so
have
I'm
money
just saying,
on
give
that.
him a little bonus for doing it. I'm
Bro.
agreeing with it, Cal. I'm saying just give him a little bonus for doing it. Just put a little paper on top every time he does it.
Listen,
That's
all
what
I'm
I'm
saying is this
saying.
year, before we wrap up and go to the next
Yeah.
thing, Carl, I'm gonna say this year. I think we will kind of agree 500,000 is a lot for Mohamed Salah at Liverpool, yeah, for Liverpool's sake. But I'm gonna be real. Let's just say the reports were true, which I don't believe they are, by the way. I don't
They're
think that
definitely
they're
not
true.
true. They're
They're
not
not
true.
true. But I will say this though: if they let's just say that they were true for a second, I guarantee you someone else would actually pay that, and we'd lose him.
Yeah, they would. They would.
I would actually lose him, and not
So
only
hold
that
on.
as well.
How much you lot think he should get? I think
Me-
370, 380 is what he should get. What do
I
you
think
think?
about 350. I think
Yeah, I
350.
said
what do you
around
think?
350. No, I said around 350 to 400.
So after all this, I think he should get the most.
Well, no, I think we're all around the same playing field. But
Yeah, like
it's,
if it's 350, yeah, 350,
me,
375.
I'm done with caring about what players are on financially. Like, I just am.
So I'm
Like,
saying
I just,
it don't. Yeah,
for
it
me,
don't,
for me,
change
it's the conversation in football that frustrates me the most when it comes to Liverpool players. Like, I don't care how much these
when
players
it comes
are
to
on, as long
contract
as they're getting what they
negotiations.
deserve.
We always talk about we're
So is
worried
this a
about.
good segue into the point I just wanted to make
Man.
quickly before
Yeah,
we
go
move on? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
is this
go
a
on, yeah,
good
go for
segue? Because what is crazy, and this is more, I know we don't want to have the FSG debate, but this is more like, are they being smart? This isn't even me like trying to attack them. This is me. Are they being smart, or is this a problem? And I'll leave it up to you guys as I bring this up. Now, this is without bonus, basic contracts for all the Premier League earners. There's individual bonuses that boost this up. I don't know what those bonuses are per se, but this is individual basic salaries for everyone in the Premier League. I put this together a little earlier. Can you lot see that properly? Yeah.
Yes, just about.
Okay,
Just
so
about.
clearly straight away you can see Ronaldo makes over $500,000 a week without bonuses, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Kevin, De Gea, and so forth. I'm not going to read it all out, but you lot can see it. The point I want to make, though, from a Liverpool point of view, is until we get to Virgil, who only just signed his deal, by the way, remember, was he not even a month into it? Look how far down we get before we get one Liverpool earner. Now, remember, we're talking about the team who's been running the Premier League with Man City there or thereabouts 3 seasons now, right? And Virgil's only on 220. It's not even like a dumb amount of money. And we had to get to 16th before we found a Liverpool player. Thiago, I think his career has meant he deserves to be on that amount. And he's down there in what? Joint 17th with Mo. And then obviously we have to get to Trent, Firmino, and Fabinho, who obviously just signed new contracts themselves again. So they're only this high up because they just did contract renewals. And if you look at that whole page there is only 5 Liverpool players on that whole page. I'll bring you the second page quickly because this is the top 50 earners in the Premier League. Henderson, again, only just renewed his contract. Milner, I think some people have got a problem with that, but we already know that was just because he was a free agent and he's just stayed on the same amount the entire time he's been here. And then we've got obviously Ox and Naby. Now, we're talking about this whole wage thing. What do you lot think of that? Because that's nuts.
So there's 2 ways you can look at it. You ask yourself, are we underpaying our players or are other teams overpaying? Now, in some instances, I think players like, look, I love Sancho. Everyone on this channel knows how much I love Sancho. But I can't see how we justify paying $350 for Sancho this early in his career. Like, he's absolutely fantastic, and I think he'll be world class. I just don't know how you justify him getting $350 as things stand right now. So straight away you look at that, and then you look at the teams who are dominating the top is Man U and Man City, right? But then you look at also the players. De Bruyne for me is worth every penny he gets.
100.
Pogba depends on which side of the fence you sit on, but for me, I think he's slightly overpaid, based on not his talent, but based on what he's produced. Then you look at Virgil. I think Virgil, again, strikers, attackers are going to always get more than defenders. It's just a way of life. Unfortunately, I don't agree with it, but it just is the way it is. No, I get it, but look at all the players above him, though, bro.
But as you just said, quite rightly, though, barely any of them actually deserve more than him, though.
So that's not our fault, though. If other players are being overpaid, then we can't then start overpaying our players potentially. But
then that begs the question: are FSG smart and we're paying what we should be, or are they tight and other people are getting what they deserve?
Probably a little bit of both.
It's a bit of both, though, because you have to be careful, though, Drew, because it's like saying, okay, like you run your business like very strictly, like a very certain way, and everyone's happy. Then you've got another business down the street where they just overpay everyone. What's going to happen is your employees of your business who feel cherished, by the way, are going to look across the road and go, I like working here, but them man are getting a lot more than what I'm getting. And you try not to watch face. You will try not to because you only care about you. But as a lot of people are saying, and I even thought about it, you can't help it sometimes. Even if it's only a little bit, every now and again, it's going to come across your mind. And that's why when I say, like, this whole Salah getting 500,000, again, like, yeah, it probably is too much for Liverpool. But in terms of him being one of the highest earners in the Premier League, that shouldn't even be a question, because what he does is different, bruv. It's going to be hard to replace if he was to ever go. So
I know
the Sharks are always watching.
Something that was actually so true, which was.
Sorry, just want to shout out to Rack as well.
Yeah,
big up Rack, man.
Big up Rack.
Gonna read out the rest of the.
I'm just gonna drop the beat for Rack real quick, bro. We have to, bro.
All right, so Mr. Dare I Say It Drift says, putting Lucifer in heaven makes as much sense as giving Naby and Ox new contracts. Plus, who can we realistically sell next summer apart from Nico and Taki? To answer
the beginning bit, putting Lucifer in heaven. Who's that a comparative with?
I don't.
In terms of giving Naby, he says that's as much sense as giving Naby and Ox new contracts.
Oh, so it's basically like just don't give Naby and Ox new contracts.
I'm gonna be real. That first part of the statement, not could compare to that, so I wouldn't even say that personally. That's something different. That's some different. That's some
mad
next
still.
level thing. I can't even lie.
Do you think Nabil Ox deserves new contracts?
Right now, no. Unless things change this
If
season.
they're gonna take a bonus, if they're gonna take like a play percentage bonus type contract, then yeah, they do.
Ain't gonna happen.
Like if they went down to being like on 60 grand a week, but they got paid bonuses for being available, then I'd give them a new deal. Yeah,
they ain't gonna do that, Drew. They're gonna cut their wages in half.
Then get yourself fit, buddy.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Who can we sell
1 minute?
apart
You
from?
get extra bonus in it.
Who can we sell apart from Nico and Taki next summer? Origi's one.
Origi.
Origi's free next year. There's no
Dare I
value
say
on
it? Mane, Firmino, and Salah if they don't sign.
You know, Origi's going for free next year. This was the only summer left to get money for him.
No, I'm pretty sure he's got 2 years left.
I think
on
he
his
signed
contract.
some extension, no? Didn't he
No,
sign an
he
extension?
hasn't.
He signed a 3-year extension when we won the Champions League. It's done.
No, are you sure it wasn't a 4-year extension, Drew?
I think it was a 4-year contract based on a 3-year extension. That was 3 years ago, but he's done. He's only got 1 year left, bro.
Check transfer. Check transfer.
I'm not sure.
As far as I'm aware, Origi's only got 1 year left, and like this is the only summer left to get money for him. He's going for free next year.
Well,
fair enough. Just check that out for me, please.
That means that we've already lost the ability to get any money on that asset.
If
he's going to walk
transfer
away
market,
for free, which pisses me off even more.
If transfer market are correct, then his contract expires in June 2022 next year. If they're correct, so just right, it'll be going for free.
That one.
So that's Minamino and Nico for real, and Phillips. They're the only 3 players that have any value that don't destroy the squad.
Apparently, there are rumors that there was 2 years.
I think one of the front 3 will be sold. I think, unfortunately, maybe even.
But
2.
here's the problem, Cal. If they don't sign new deals, that means they're walking away from money less than we should be getting anyway, because they'll only have 1 year left.
But I still think it will happen. But that's a
Bobby or a Mane with 1 year left. You're probably lucky if you get 40-50 mil.
Maybe that's a debate for a different day, though. That's a debate for a different day. Sly Ross one says, "Give Div a goal bonus contract, save big bucks." That's harsh, man. It's hard. Jamrock says 500k without bonuses. Sure, I would pay him that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to speak about. That list you sent, Drift. I know we speak about that list and that's without bonuses, but a lot of those players, I'm presuming, would not be on a bonus. Like, I don't think Sancho's got any bonuses in his contract. I'd be surprised if Pogba has. Whereas your likes of Salah, Mane, Virgil, they do.
There's people on the list that do have. Yeah, I think Lukaku's got a goal bonus as well. Yeah, there's a few on there that there'd be added bonuses on top of that. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. KVJ, thank you very much for becoming a new member of ours. If you want to become a member, guys, smash the link in the description and become a member. You get behind the scenes access, you get exclusive videos and much, much more. And we'll be doing even more for the members this season coming up as well. So now's a great time to join. John Moore says no player should be on 500k a week, but end of the day, couldn't care what he's on. Just get the man signed up. Hope you guys are well and big up yourselves and much more. Love. Big up to yourself as well, John. I agree with that as well. Tahir says Salah deserves it. Without him, our goals run dry. Mane's dry. Firmino as well. Jota here and there. Midfield don't really score, so we are stuck. Salah has got a lot of negotiating power at the moment. I'm not going to lie. He has, especially because of the performance of the other players in the team from a goal aspect. Shout out to Rack again. To be honest, the Liverpool owners are really smart. It's our players. If our players are happy with what they are getting, no need to pay them more effectively, which, I agree with.
I hear that. I do understand what you're saying.
If the players don't have an issue with it, then 100%. And this is what I'm saying. I feel like most of our big boy players signing new contracts means they are happy. And that's what I'm saying when I say I don't really like when people watch face. Because if we've only got one player in our team, which we're saying, and again, we all here don't believe that Salah's just going 500 or I'm ducking out or whatever. But if there's only one man in the team who's watching face, it's a little bit of a personal issue, right? Because shouldn't it just be what's in-house and we just keep it what's going on with us? Like if Salah watches Fabinho, Ali, Hendo, Virgil, all happy to sign contracts because we're all a happy family and we're all a team and we're doing well. Is it not a little bit outside of what we're doing here if he just all of a sudden is the only one who starts going, no, I want more. I want way more. I want 350, 400, 500. I want all this. When everyone else in the team is as valuable, is going, yeah, all right, I'm cool with that. Boom. I just like being there with a family. Let's keep it moving. Klopp, where we going? Do you get what I mean? Like, I still think there's a little bit of, I hope Salah's not doing that because you don't strike me as a guy who would do that, and I hope I'm right.
I don't think he is. Shout out to Mix S, who's just become a member as well. Mr. Dare I say it says Nat, Matip, Naby, Origi, Ox will leave on free because of the wages. Nobody, because of the wages, then on nobody will want to pay their wages. We'll leave on free because of the wages. I'm gonna guess that's nobody will want to pay their wages and get ready for a Curtis Jones, Jota, and Elliott attack.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That won't happen.
I mean, in 5 years' time, that attack might be lit, but not right now.
Yeah, not now.
Not right now.
El Silva says, love the channel. Not been able to watch live recently due to work, but have been catching up on the videos. Matt, you crack me up. You're the best. Be up to yourself, El Silva.
Nah, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Love, bro.
Jamrock says, Salah would be the highest wage earner except Ronaldo in the league where that's happened. And again, you can't really, like, if Salah's the second highest earner in the league, no one can really say anything, in my opinion.
No, I can't say nothing, bro.
No one can. Dare I say it? You could even say, boy, Ronaldo's not been in the league. I know his career is obviously elite as elite gets, but even if you jumped him over Ronaldo, I don't think anyone could really say anything either.
I'm not gonna lie, Ronaldo on 600 on 510 grand a week at 36 years old is ludicrous.
It's the age. We keep on going back to the age. We're never going to agree with this.
Yeah,
we're never going to agree.
No. I agree with you on age to a degree. Once you're 36, I think we do have to talk about age.
No, listen.
Well, not if you look like Ronaldo and you're doing what Ronaldo does, bro.
When was the last time he did it in the Prem, though? Let's see, man.
No, but if here's the thing of doing it again, we shouldn't care.
That is a big ass wage.
Why do we care?
That means he's going to be 38. Earning that much money, he might even be on the pitch.
But do you want to know something? Man United fans,
he'll be on the bench getting that.
And how much do you think is? Brother, I spoke to one of my friends as a Man U fan. As soon as they bought Cristiano Ronaldo, he bought a season ticket at Manchester United, and he lives in London.
Because I'm saying, brother, they don't care. They got their guy.
Listen, it is what it is. But I'm just going to give my opinion based on, like, I just think that's ludicrous for 36-year-old to make that money. But it is what it is. I don't care.
Baseface in space says, did you see Swiss Ramble's breakdown of FSG's finances? I did. Thought it was really well put together. Some of the things I do and don't some of the things I disagree with, some of the things I do agree with, but that's the case with all Twitter threads. I think some are good, some are great, and some you agree and disagree with. So it is what it is. Virtuous XHD says Salah news demanding 500k to portray him as greedy so that he can be sold next summer. We're going to speak about that in another show.
That was what we all said off camera, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I've said it on camera.
They're trying to escape now.
Yeah. It looks very shady to me, but I'm hoping.
The echo.
It's what Tottenham tried to do to Harry Kane, boys. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but do you want to know something, though?
When they say these things, man.
Right, so here's the thing you got to look at. There's two ways you can look at it. What we just said there, where they're trying to scapegoat him, or because what's so mad is the denial kind of came from the echo where they were like, we know Mohamed Salah's in contract negotiations, but as far as we know, it's not 500. Well, yeah, it's not 500,000 a week. And obviously, they've been briefed by the club. It's the echo. Like they're gonna say that for a reason. However, it didn't disclose what he's asking for, and it didn't even disclose like how close it is. They were just like, he's next in line and it's an important contract and rare-to-tear. So they didn't really like they shut down how much, but they didn't shut down whether they still feel like it's actually going to happen, which is kind of interesting still. Because obviously,
can I tell you my theory now of what I think is going to happen?
Yeah, go on.
Probably the same as mine.
Probably the same as mine as well.
I think that eventually Mo will get 400 grand a week, but it will be at the sacrifice of Firmino, who won't get a new deal and will walk away for free.
Oh, that's not mine. That's not
next summer. They're going to sell Mane. They'll probably only get about 50 mil for him because he'll only have 1 year left. And then they'll bring in a very underwhelming player. But we like the name, like Neto or somebody like that. And then they're going to feed us that this is the new generation.
That's not underwhelming. I just
no, it's very underwhelming.
No,
if that is the marquee player, he's not coming in to be backup, Cal. He's coming in to actually now be part of the actual front three. That is underwhelming if it means
let's change it. No, Carl, let's change it. We'll change it to St. Max.
No, even that. If Salah or
No, because
Mane,
he will be underwhelming though. That's real talk.
anybody who comes in of that range is underwhelming. It could be Rafinha. I don't care who it is.
I'll only say that.
Underwhelming.
I'll only say that it's underwhelming depending on how Mane performs this season. Because if he plays this season like he played last season, then it won't be underwhelming.
All right. Remember, he got 20. He still got 20 goal contributions.
Yeah, but I don't care about the contribution. I care about the performances more, Drift.
Oh, but before when we're talking about what's important,
no, don't try it. No, it's not, because Salah's performances were better, and so is.
No, I wasn't bringing Salah into it. I just heard goals are hard to replace. Man had 20 goal contributions.
How many goals? How many goals?
No, but goals are hard to replace, though.
How many goals?
Yeah, so Mane had 20 goal contributions, so he played his part.
Something we know.
No. You're not gonna get away with this one. Did Werner have a good season last season?
I don't know what his stats were. What was?
No. I'm not asking exactly. I'm not asking for his stats. Did he have a good season? Yes or no?
I think he played well. He was just terrible in front of goal.
Did he have a good season? Yes or no, Drift?
It depends which way you look at it. Honestly,
no.
It depends which way you look at it. In front of goal, he was shocking.
How many times have you said Werner was washed or Werner's not the player?
That's just because we're winding Matt up. If you want me to be honest, I think Werner played well, but in front of goal, he was terrible.
Yeah, my boy.
I think Werner's all-round play was good, but his finishing was terrible.
Werner had a terrible season. He had a terrible season, and him and Mane got similar numbers.
I bet he didn't. I bet Werner did not have 20 goal contributions.
Go check it.
Go and check it for me.
No, you do it, bro. I'm telling
you. No, you do, because you're the one telling me. I heard Chelsea fans saying that Werner only scored 7 goals. How many times
do I say things when it comes to stats and I've not done the research on it?
Chelsea fans told me Werner only scored 7 goals. So how can he have had 20 goal contributions? Well, he had 13 assists.
Go and check the numbers. I didn't say it's exactly the same, but I'm saying it's similar. Probably 2 or 3 in it.
Listen, I'm telling you now, it doesn't matter who we bring in of that ilk. If it's Mane or Salah who sacrificed, it is underwhelming.
As I said, I'll only say that.
Shoot! No way, that can't be right. Werner had 25 goal contributions and Mane had 24. That can't be right.
If he did, then fair play. I told you he played well. His finishing was just shit.
Drift, he did not play well. You're moving the goalpost.
He did play well.
He didn't play well, Drift. He didn't. You've not once.
So he weren't making intelligent runs.
He wasn't playing well. Intelligent runs.
We making fun of Werner last season, or will you say no, guys? He's playing well.
Finishing. We weren't making fun of his ability.
Just be real, fam. You were like Werner's dead, and we got Jota.
Yeah, because he weren't putting the ball in the back of the net. That don't mean his overall play wasn't good.
Come on, man. So you're gonna laugh at a man, but still go, no, he's playing well. You were laughing, no, but he's playing well, lads. He can't finish.
If he swings at the ball 5 yards out and misses it, yes, of course I'm gonna laugh. But that doesn't mean that I don't think he played well overall throughout the season.
Days.
What was the first thing I said to you during the summer? Don't lie. I said I think next season Werner's actually gonna light up, and we've got our laughs out the way now. Is that not what I said?
Yeah, but we're talking about last season. We're talking about this season.
Last season, Drift, we spoke about Werner very, very often.
A lot, because you were doing it to try and wind me up, and I was like, I don't care.
As a finisher, he was terrible.
No, Drift, not once did you say Werner.
I'm not letting you get away with that.
You've never once said that.
No one said that.
That wasn't the discussion. That's why.
Well, Drift, we've spoken about it bare times.
We're talking about his finishing. That was what we were talking about.
Signing for Chelsea, bro. Come on, let's just be
we're
real.
talking about his finishing. And
we were just saying how he's.
Simple. Anyway, let's talk about Werner, man. Let's move on.
You're moving the goalpost still. You deep down, you know it as well.
By the way, I like the fact that you just told me 24 goal contributions because it's more than I realized it was. So I'm saying 24 goal contributions. Rafinha, Neto.
I just read it off someone in the chat. I didn't go and study.
No, I'm talking about money. I'm saying Neto, Rafinha, Max, those guys, it's not good enough. It's not good enough if they're coming in to actually be a first.
So what's the overall for Mane last season? Just quickly for a minute. What was his overall?
Oh, you just said someone said 24 goal contribution.
No, but I thought you said 27 a minute ago.
No, 27 for Werner, apparently.
Oh, 27 from Werner?
No, you said 25 for Werner and 24 for Mane. Ain't that what you just said?
No, it's one. The chat that I saw in here, someone said 25 for Werner and 24
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know if that's real, what they're saying about Werner. No, I still think he played well.
I don't even know if it's real.
He was just terrible in front of goal, that's all.
Okay,
but I still think his overall play, his runs, all that was good. But all I'm
was
saying
dead
is
last year. His
Neto,
dribbling was dead.
50
Everything
million
about
for
him was
great
dead.
movement. All right, we move.
Neto, Rafinha, St. Max, those guys are meant to come in to bolster the team. If they're coming in to actually be the starting lineup guy to replace one of our wide forwards, I am not happy with that.
No, but I see on the face of it, you're right. But what I say, Drift, is you can't say that in my opinion, I don't think you can say they're underwhelming because I think it depends on the season that Bobby and Mane have. If Bobby has another season where he only scores 5 or 6 Premier League goals, and we go and get someone who has done more over the last couple of seasons, for me, that's not an underwhelming signing. That's an upgrade on what we've got. In the same way,
it also depends what they bring to
let
the
me land.
team.
Let me land.
Firmino brings more to the team than just that, innit?
No, but not recently. He hasn't. That's just the facts of it. Last season he didn't either. So if Mane has a season like he did last season, regardless of goal contributions, we may go and get someone. I don't think he had a bad
season. I think he had a bad.
Let me land, bro. Let me land.
No, but what you're saying is kind of disingenuous. You didn't have a bad season. You had a bad 3 months.
Even let me land.
Which you said yourself.
Let him land, bro. Then come back, fam. Let him land, fam.
No, but I'm just saying that Carl's saying he had a bad season and he didn't have a bad season.
I'm just going to read super chats. It's long.
You just literally just open the window while the man's flying, blood. And I just flew out the plane.
No, I was just reminding Cal that he didn't have a bad season. Cal's on words where he had a bad 3 months.
But let him land.
Who are you talking about now?
Oh Lord.
Mane, you even said it yourself. He was poor from February till May. He wasn't poor from the beginning of the season to the middle of the season. He was playing well.
Fair enough. All right. But let's say he replicates the form he showed after. No, I said up to December. Sorry. Let's say he replicates that form from January for this season again. Then for me, if you go and get a Rafinha who may quote unquote get less goal contributions but had a better season than Mane last season, in my opinion, then for me it's not an underwhelming signing. It's an upgrade on what we have.
Fair enough.
So for me, it's not always about the name. I think it's we got to step away from the name stuff because there's a bag of players with names out there who wouldn't come and do diddly in our team, in my opinion.
No, it's not about a name. It's just about the overall situation. And I can't have a Neto or a Rafinha being a replacement for either of them. And I said either of our players.
But why though? Why though, Drift?
Because
I just feel like that's just a backwards step.
Do you know what? Just quickly, because we're gonna get carried away here. I will say this though: I was one of the first people to say like Jota, like he's good, but he can't do what these men do. I'm gonna be real though, Drift. What Jota's done so far, and again, it's only so far. Did we really believe that Jota could eventually like do what he's doing now? Because let's be real, bro.
Yeah,
on the face of it, if you look at it right now, Jota's probably on course to get at least 20 goals this season. He's probably gonna outscore Mane this season. So we can't sit here and say Rafinha or Neto can't make that step up. It might take a bit of time to get to Mane's peak. Because remember, Mane's peak was stupid. Then from Mane hit his peak, and I still think he's in it, but just from a goal scoring wise, it's gonna be a lot to match that because Mane was averaging around 18 to 20. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. There are other players that maybe could get that, but it's a gamble, isn't it? And it's something that maybe we'd have to look at.
Remember, I don't want to go into this whole conversation because it's just going to end up being about this whole just defending Mane or whatever. But I've always said it's not just about the goals when it comes to
agreed.
Mane. So I need Neto and Rafinha if they're coming in
to put in shift
work. They need to be doing all that. The link up with Robbo, knowing when Robbo's going to overlap, building that relationship. It isn't just about stats. It isn't just about stats, and we all know that. And anyone who's acting like they don't know that is just doing it for the sake of the argument. Mane and Robertson and their relationship down the left side is more than just statistics.
You brought up
I was gonna say
no. That was when everybody starts saying whether they think someone could do a better job. I'm like, what? You're in the sign saves because Mane wasn't doing well? Because no one listens to me when I talk about the hard work, the defensive stuff. They talk about goals.
No, but
so I'm like, well, I've always got to bring.
We talk about that, but obviously, as forwards, that's free forwards. Obviously, we want our forwards to kind of work hard. That goes without saying, Drew.
Everyone.
But at the end of the day,
hard, it's intelligently defending and being a part of the whole.
Drew,
there's not one player in our team who doesn't work hard.
So how do we know if Neto comes in, he ain't going to be like completely out of place and then you're going to look at it and go, oh yeah, for real, now we're just totally unbalanced.
Rafinha plays for Bielsa.
I was going to say, you could say that about any player, but Neto and Rafinha's pressing stats and tackling stats are pretty good for attackers.
And Neto, we don't even know if Neto's going to be the same.
We don't. Look, these are all theories,
but
that
doesn't... though, yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying. If we go and get someone like him, who I can see, that's what I can see us doing. That's why I mentioned him. Cut down price, 35 mil, coming off an injury. Mane goes, he comes in. That's underwhelming to me. That is massively underwhelming.
From that
And I
standpoint,
like Neto.
no, from that standpoint, I understand that. But again, it's like, obviously, I can't see Liverpool spending big amounts of money on a player who they're not even too sure whether he's going to make it like fully back to how he was before. That's another thing. Rafinha, yeah, I could see them maybe doing that because I think Rafinha, he probably fits the profile more, especially with the hard working thing, with under working for Bielsa. But just going back to the whole thing, Jim, we're not having a go at Mane for like having a quote unquote average season. We are not doing that. But I think one thing we can't ignore, though, is that when he does have an average season and we talk about his lack of goals for his standards, we can't sit here and say, no, but he worked hard and the link-up play robber. We understand all of that because that's part and parcel of what he does. But what he does bring, because he's a special player, bro, is goals. And not even that. No, but not even that. The match-winning moments, bro. He's a match winner. When was the last time you saw Mane be like, go back to the days of like even a Bayern where like he just put you, like you're just in awe of my man when Van Dijk played that pass and he spun Rafinha and then he just dinked it kind of like over Neuer. We want that Mane back.
So
that's what we're saying.
Against his own standard, then.
But we have a right to, though.
Do you?
Well, of course we do.
For me, that sounds unfair.
Jeff, that doesn't make no sense then, because that means
no, because that means if Van Dijk don't come back and end up being a Ballon d'Or nominee, we should all turn around and go, "What the fuck's Van Dijk doing? He's dropped his standard."
Hold on, Jeff, you've been judging him to his standard. You've been saying everyone's speaking bad about Mane because he sets himself such high standards.
Yeah, and I think it's unfair. I'm not saying I agree, but I think it's unfair.
So who do we judge him against then?
That's what I was going to
say.
Judge him
against every other left forward in the league, and how many of them did better than him? So just because he didn't go to his unbelievably high level, it doesn't mean that he was crap because he couldn't live up to what he had already created. If he gets 24 goal contributions, still helps defend, still an integral part of the system. I'm like, all right, he underperformed to his level, but compared to everyone else who plays his position, who was better than him?
What, last season?
Yeah, if he got 24 goal contributions. And he helped to defend and be a part of the team defensively.
Yeah, if it matters, just a simple question. It's long to get into. Just quickly, just a simple question.
So, do you think he was the best left winger last season?
I think Mane was very good until January, and then I think he was below.
It's a season, bro.
You're not answering the question. Do you think he was the Premier League best left winger last season?
No, I don't think he was the best. No.
So that's the argument then, Drift, isn't it?
Well, so unless he's actually number one, get him out.
No, but you're just saying how many of you've just said how many left wingers were better than him last season.
Very few.
So who do you think was then?
Me personally.
Yeah.
I actually don't think anyone was. But if you're gonna go on statistics, then I'm sure you lot are going to bring me one or two players who you think was better.
You keep on saying go on statistics. I've not once mentioned statistics.
Okay, so all right. So since we're on this boat, let's just finish. What left winger was better than Mane in the Premier League last season?
Are we talking about what's your criteria? Because I feel as I'm going to say names and you're going to just
tell me. I'm not going to set my criteria. Who was a better left winger than Mane last season?
Last season, I would say I think Rashford had a better season. I'd say Son had a better season. I'd say Harvey Barnes had a better season.
Does Son actually even play left wing?
Well, effectively, a lot of the time he does.
I don't know. I feel like he played more in a two with Kane, but
they didn't play in a two.
Son, Rashford, and who else?
I say Harvey Barnes. I do think so. Yeah,
Barnes. All right, Matt. Who do you think was better than him?
Same names. You could argue. What's my man's name? Maybe even Saka. Maybe if you're gonna consider, but Saka don't play the exact same. But Saka play left midfield. Well, listen. If I'm agreeing with Cal roughly
Grealish had a better season.
Grealish had a better season. Grealish had a better season. Let's say there's 3 or 4 man.
And does Grealish always play left wing? By the way. Plus, he missed half the season.
For Villa, he's playing left wing. For Villa, he's playing left
wing. Half the season through injury as well, remember?
He didn't miss half the season, Jeff.
I saw a stat that said he only played 27 games, bro.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying he only played 27 games. That's basically half the season. Anyway, all right.
My whole point is this year. This is
only named me 4 or 5 players maximum. And I don't even agree with all of those, but that had better seasons than
But
Mane.
let me ask you this though. I just want to just sum it up here. If we've got a winger that right now who we think is now 5th choice best in the league, is that good enough for Liverpool? Yes or no?
What, based on a man just having a little drop in form?
Yeah, but bruv.
No,
All
because
I'm
what we're basing this on is form, not ability, right? Because if you're not going to say you're basing it on ability, then we're opening a whole new can of worms. We're talking about form, right?
No. The whole point is this. I think Mane had a poor season last season, or very average. Let's say average / poor to average, yeah? And in my opinion, I said at the end of last season, people can quote me on this. I said Mane will come back this season, revenge tour. He was tired. And I'm hoping that's still going to be the case, right? But let's just say he has the same season as last season. Should we be concerned? And after that, we move on, man, because it's getting long now. I've had enough of this conversation, if I'm being honest.
No, I wouldn't be concerned. 24
There we
goals.
go then.
I wouldn't
All
be
right,
concerned.
if you're cool with that, then calm. We move then. Then he should that if we're talking about 24 goal contributions, then that should be easy to replace then. If that's the case, then.
That isn't easy to replace at all. That's a lot.
Bruv, didn't Timo Werner get more and he had a shocking season?
No, he was just shit at scoring. He wasn't shit overall.
Okay.
Right,
And
literally,
I
one
wouldn't
last
even know if
question.
that's a fact.
So
by the way.
one last question, Drift. Do you think Sterling had a better season than Mane last season? Or in fact, no, I'm going to rephrase. Do you think Sterling had a good season last season?
Nah, he was all right. He was all right last.
You don't think he had a good season?
No, but I'm comparing it to his previous season, so I'm comparing it against himself. Compared to other people, he had a good season. Compared to him, nah, he's been way better than that.
In the league, he got one less goal contribution than Mane.
Yeah, I just told you, compared to his old self, he wasn't good. But in the league, I don't think he was bad compared to other people in the league. I think he was bad compared to himself.
All right, fair enough. We'll agree to disagree in it.
Plus, we all know that Sterling is very much just tap-ins. So it's a little bit of a different argument.
Yeah, intelligent runs, though.
Yeah, I mean, in a Man City team, tap-ins are quite easily to score. So
no one else seems to do it apart from him.
Well, I think you're starting to see others are. Ferran Torres is starting to do it now. You'll see it. But anyway.
Cool. Jamrock says, can split up Salah's goal scoring between a midfield, forward, and a winger. Could do, but would we be able to get all those 3 players to come in and do that and split those goals, which is another question.
Now we're going to spend.
Asen Agenda says it's FSG's agenda. They're trying to get the fans against him. Time will tell. Sly Ross 1 says we spent less since Mo has come to the club, so I'm not having he brings so much money to the club when we never see that money. I get the point though. No, after
that
we
is
signed,
a good point. Still,
it's not. No, that's not correct though, because we spent in. All right, so net spend, no, we haven't. But in terms of spend, there's 2 ways of looking at it. Net spend, no. In terms of spend and bringing in players, we actually have spent more than.
Yeah, when you look at your paycheck and you see the gross before it hits that net bit. You know what I'm saying?
True.
When you see the gross,
we haven't spent a lot of money as a club though. So if Mo does bring in higher revenue for who he is, we don't see it as a club, do we? Really?
Well, do you want to know something?
Well, off the pitch, we kind of do.
If let's just say Mo does bring in a lot,
does that matter though?
Well, imagine if he leaves. Then if he leaves, then we're gonna get even less money, which means we'll have less money. You know what I'm saying? It's actually worse.
Yeah.
No, it would be worse. I agree, but I don't think we see the benefits of what he brings personally.
William says Mane's lost his explosive pace, which was how he beat players. If you use your eyes instead of being a stat merchant, you can see he's the same.
Oh, you mean like the Norwich and the Burnley game where he was easily beating players and everybody was saying he was good? And then the Chelsea game came along and then all of a sudden he's done again. I remember that. Cool.
So effectively from that then, Drift, he's had 2 good games out of 3 and 1 bad game.
No, but if he's lost his pace and can't beat a man, how did he do it in the Norwich Burnley game? Apparently in the Senegal game,
he never said he lost his pace. He said he's lost his explosiveness to his pace
and ability to beat players. Is that not what that super chat just said?
Well,
ability to beat players.
I kind of
in the Norwich and the Burnley game, he was beating players, so it still doesn't make.
Really, in the Burnley game, he wasn't.
All right, cool.
He didn't.
All right, man, he didn't. Fair enough.
Just because it's long, man.
Hold on. What if I don't agree with you?
No, because there's a difference between disagreeing. No, but there's a difference between disagreeing and just being like, yeah, cool, all right, yeah, whatever you say. Like,
because there's no other way to do it when I don't agree.
It's not necessary. But it's just
No,
not,
but
it's
if
not
I
necessarily
don't
petty.
agree, there's no other way for me to do it.
Yeah, but just say you agree to disagree. Don't be like, oh well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's petty, bro. It's just not
It's not
necessary.
petty. I said, "Oh, fair enough. You
No, it's
can't be
petty.
fair.
It is
Let's
petty.
move on."
It's petty, bro.
I can't win with you, man.
Bro, I'm not asking you to win. I'm
Why
just
do you
saying,
say
petty,
you,
innit?
man? It's between you and Callum, you know.
You rolled your
I
eyes
ain't
as well, brother. You think I can't see you, bro?
Because
Yeah,
you're
I
being
roll my
petty,
eyes,
bro.
brother.
Because you're
Yeah,
being
you
petty.
did roll your eyes, bro.
What do you mean?
Because you're
if I don't
being
roll my eyes,
petty.
I roll my eyes, bro. This conversation's been going on for long. Didn't I say?
Exactly. So you were part of it then.
Say, how am I part of it if I'm getting fed up? What do you want me to do, bro? Get some popcorn and bring out a
At the
stool.
end of the day,
You're going around in a circle about Mane. Yeah, I don't understand.
If I disagree with you,
no, let me land because you've been talking for long. All I'm gonna say is this, though.
so are you, bro. What are you talking about?
If you've been talking for how long? I've just been sitting there listening.
Bro,
Am I
you rolled
lying?
your eyes. You was part of it, bro.
Bruv, because I'm
Hey.
getting tired, bro. Come on, man. We've been going on about this Mane thing
So
for
that's
time.
why I said, all right, let's move on. And
But
then
I
I
don't
get told
understand.
I'm being petty. What the fuck? I can't
Yeah,
win
because
with you,
because
man.
when man says something, you're doing the whole all right, mate. Yeah.
Because if I give you what I really feel,
Just
then you
love it.
keep chastising me and
Just
won't let me
love
have
it.
my
Just
own
love it though.
opinion.
No, because I'm gonna be real though. Because if that was me, I would be like, do you know what? Fair play, but I don't agree with
You've
that.
never done that. You've never
I've
done
never
that
done
when
that.
you disagreed.
What?
Oh, come on, bro.
Right, let me just
Anyway.
read that.
I'm not even gonna listen, boy. I'm just
Ra-
gonna sip my drink. I'm just gonna sip
Ra-
my
Bro,
drink.
says,
you
I
rolled your
totally
eyes,
agree with
bro. I
Drifty.
saw you,
I
bro.
can't to roll my eyes, but you can sit there and do all right, mate. Yeah. You can do
Rolling
that.
your eyes is a lot worse than going, all right, cool, you're right.
So I
Rolling your eyes is way more petty than what I did.
Look, you
but
dead
I'm
in the
just
eye.
saying.
Mine ain't
Yeah,
rolling. All right, look,
we
you dead in
move,
the
innit?
eyes ain't
We
rolling,
move.
fam.
We move.
I understand. Like madness.
Rack says, I totally agree with Drift. Shout out to Rack for another
Big up
generous super
yourself,
chat.
right?
Zizi said, we're not fans, we're accountants. Give him the money regarding Salah. Real Madrid and Barcelona are owned by the fans, not by owners. That's a fair point. I'd like to know a bit more about that if that's the case. Then,
Real Madrid? I know Barca. I don't know about
no
Real
idea. No idea. Promo says VVD should be asking for 500k. Salah 350 max.
VVD.
Ooh, I don't know. Don't know.
VVD should ask for what, sorry?
500k. Salah should only get 350 max.
No, I think they should both be on the same, to be honest.
VVD can't ask for 500 and my man asked for 350.
I think they should both be on the same.
That's crazy. I can't. No, I don't agree with that.
Night 75 Jamrock says, Matt and Cal, you are negating human nature. Players get jealous. Let's call a spade a spade. Whether someone is worth it or not, agents will start acting up. That's a fair point as well. It could happen. We just got to hope that there's enough camaraderie in a team and just hopefully there's enough of a family feel that doesn't happen, but it could definitely happen. Jamrock says, LFC paid out 200 mil in bonus, almost twice base wages. Is that according to the Swiss Ramble tweets, Jamrock? Could you let me know, please? Ason says John Henry smoking a good Cuban after that beef. They imploding. Look at them. They imploding.
This ain't even beef. You lot don't understand. We get way worse than this.
This is the
not beef
this
at all.
is football
this
getting
is
us
play,
mad. This is football
beef.
getting mad, you know.
Messi FC says, did you guys see Alberto Moreno's comments? No. Do you guys
What
know
did he
anything about
say?
this? No. If anyone knows what Alberto's comments were, please do let me know, people. But I have no idea. Sly Ross says, remember Drift's 100k goal bonus for Harry Kane. We remember it.
I'd still give him it now.
Sly Ross 1. I don't like FSG.
No, actually, I said 30 grand, not 100. I said 30.
Sly Ross 1 says, I don't like FSG, but look at the mess Man United have made with contracts over the years. Jones on 100k, Sanchez 400k. Greed and overpaying can ruin a team. Can do.
It makes it hard to get rid of the player. That's what it does. Jones is on 150, actually.
Jeez.
Flip.
That's mad. Jamal, I'm getting through the super chats now, so just bear with us. Hopefully I've not missed yours. Tahir says, if Salah wants that much, good. If other players are jealous, why don't they improve themselves and start scoring goals and be consistent? So another way of looking at it, to be fair as well. United's wages makes them a destination, not a stopgap. That's another point as well. That's a good point. Liam Kenny says, why was it? we may not agree with it, but it is a point. Some players will look at
I
it as a
don't think Man
destination.
United is a stop off just yet. I don't think they've fallen that far.
No, that's what he was saying. He was
No,
saying
he's
their wages
saying
make
they're not a
them a
destination.
destination,
Yeah.
not a stopgap.
Oh, so I thought he said doesn't make them a destination. Just
No,
make
No,
he's
no,
saying
it does make
is
them.
making them
Does
destination.
make.
I
okay,
think we're like that now. That's
okay.
see,
No,
We're
yeah,
a destination club
yeah,
now.
so I
we're
thought he
a
said
destination, but
doesn't
we
make
never
them
used to be.
destination. Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
we never used to be, in my opinion.
Liam Kelly says, "What was it we was offering Alaba? Didn't we say we offered him the most wages?" That's a good point.
That is true.
He wanted Real Madrid though. There's nothing you could do about
No,
it.
but
Yeah.
the point is, if we were gonna offer Alaba more than what he's on at Real Madrid, and it's near like 400k at Real Madrid.
No, I
Makes-
don't think he's on that much.
Is it actually?
I
no,
heard
he's
we-
on-
I
I heard
let me
we
check
offered him
now.
320.
I've heard he's on around 400 at Real Madrid.
Well, then maybe it's false that we offered him more. We didn't offer him 400.
We definitely didn't.
Come on, guys. Everyone in the chat, we all know Liverpool did not offer Alaba
No, we
400.
definitely
Apparently, he's on 376,000 reported.
Yeah, we didn't offer him that much. There's not a chance Liverpool
Definitely
offered
not.
him that much.
I don't believe that for a second.
Not a chance we offered him that much.
Shout out to Jamie. Missed you guys on Friday. I have the biggest abscess on my gum. Oh, I look like Wayne Rooney. Anyway, Salah signed the contract, or I send the wife.
Feel better,
Yeah, hope you feel better, Jamie. Hope you
feel
feel better,
bro.
man. That is not a nice feeling having an abscess in your mouth.
Not
Not at all. Mr. Dare I say it says, since we won the Champions League, we've made £15.75 million profit. Yeah. Messi FC says John W. Henry liked the Swiss Ramble tweet as well.
He did.
did.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Bro, what do you know what that means then?
He's taking liberties with us. Yeah.
No, do you know what it could mean though? And I'm
May
thinking
just
it
agree
from
with it.
he either agrees with it and he's laughing all the way to the bank, or he's basically saying, yeah, Swiss Ramble works for me. So whatever he's like feeding you, believe what you want. I don't care. That's my guy.
But
I don't know.
You know when you should. You know when there's certain things that you should kind of, even if they are real, just keep to yourself because it's a bit of a liberty to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, see if you're like a billionaire and you was cheating on your wife, even if she kind of knows, don't let your phone ring and you answer it and it's the mistress and she's right there. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't take liberties like that. Like he's buoying us, you lot. He's actually buoying us, man.
Drifty, not everybody's built like me. What can I say? What can I say? There's some billionaires out there who doing this, others that don't. I'm one of them that do. What you gonna do about it? Huh? What's Kop-Ish gonna do about it? None. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna read out the tweet and I'm gonna like it again. What it is what it is. Maybe they're on the payroll, maybe they ain't. Maybe they're on the payroll, maybe they ain't. But what's at the end of the day, you still gonna talk about it, right? You got my name in your mouth all the time. You're gonna talk about it. It's my money. Y'all talking about my money again. It's my money. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. Shout out Swiss Ramble. You know how we do, baby. Mr. Dare I say it says if your wife's your girl were your girlfriend, Liverpool or your girl.
Huh? What?
I'm trying to. If your wife's were your girlfriends, Liverpool or your girl.
Oh, what
Okay.
you saying? Would you pick Liverpool or your girl?
I'm not answering that question. On
No
camera.
comment.
Man said, would you put
You
Liverpool
must want me to
or your
get aired
girl, you
out.
know? Flipping no, bro.
Nah,
Man's
I can't
asking
say
for
that.
some.
Mr. Dare I say we love you, bro, but yeah, I ain't
Innit?
answering that.
You're asking for a lot there, bro.
You're trying to get bear removal company business, bro.
Yeah, but
Trust.
nah, man. I ain't answering that. I am not answering that.
So wisely or don't answer at all, bro.
I'm all looking in the front room to see if she's watching or got me moving edgy in the house now, man. I wonder if that's my wife. I wonder if my wife's that account now. Like,
Aye, man.
I wonder if that's my wife, if she's on a burner account. I ain't answering that. I ain't answering that.
Nothing, bro.
I ain't answering that. Jamrock said it's actually from their audited financials last year. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Mr. Dare I say it, Drift says, Drift, you reading my mind? That's what we're doing regarding the Bobby stuff you predicted. Dahul Inco says, Drift, I'm not going to read that out. He basically disagrees with you on the Mane stuff. Henrik says, thank you for coming a new member, Henrik. Slyros one says, Mount had an unbelievable season, only got 6 goals and 6 assists. Mane got 11 goals and 11 assists. Different positions.
I was gonna say, yeah, they offer different things.
I don't know. You lot said Mount when we were saying the wingers, though.
No, I didn't.
I never said Mount.
One of the names that you lot
It wasn't.
said.
Maybe I saw that in the chat, but it wasn't me or Matt who said Mount.
No, I never said Mount.
All right. We can check the tape, but
I said Harvey Barnes. I didn't say Mount.
Yeah, he said Barnes.
All right.
Then I think I said there's one I added. It might have been.
So someone in the comments said Grealish, Mount, and Thingy, and you lot agreed. But it's all right.
I said Grealish. I didn't say Mount.
Yeah, I don't think I said Mount, bro. No,
that must have been in the comments. Jamrock says we need to talk about PSG fan token crypto, man. Bro, you're gonna have to educate us on it because I don't have a clue. I know you two do, but I don't have a clue about it, so I can't even say. I'm not even joking when I say
I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
I did hear that Messi was getting paid in crypto, but I don't even know what that would entail. I don't
know how that works out, that crypto thing. That's it. I said Saka, Drift. Remember, I brought up Saka. So no one said Mount. No one said Mount.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying someone said Mount in the comments and you lot agreed. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'll check the tape.
No. No one said Mount. No one said Mount.
Jamrock says Drifty 12 goals and 15 assists for Werner last season. Slyros one says Mane's standards are higher. Dream stats for others. That's fair point.
Very true. That's very true.
Jamal says Twitch stream from 40 to 48 minutes on the Prem show last Thursday. There was no sound at all. Twitch was bugging. I messaged Drifty on and Kopish on IGs. Tell them, okay, we'll have to go back and have a look.
I'll look into that still.
Yeah, no one else said that though.
Yeah, no one else has. Yeah, no one else has said that though. But we'll look into that.
So yeah, I don't know what that was about. But yeah, we'll check that out.
Realistically, no left winger was good last season. The ones who were decent either went off the boil in part of the season or were injured for up to 2 to 3 months. And no one really was, apart from Son. I don't think anyone really, and even Son is a bit of a purple patch player. So when did we agree? You're still bringing it up.
We'll check the tape. But anyway, yes. So go on, move
on. All right. Next topic then. If Elliott and Taki Minamino have apparently picked up a few niggly injuries on international duty. Are you worried about them getting injured? Apparently, they may be available for the Leeds game.
So it was Demo's thing I was laughing at because I really got the shock of my life on that result. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to speak about it. Still, Demo. Yeah, less said the better. Are you guys concerned about Elliott?
Yeah,
and Taki?
Not Taki in a non-disrespectful way because we know Taki will barely play in it. But I'm concerned about Elliott because he seems to be a key part of Klopp's plan.
I mean, technically, Taki's moved up the pecking order since Bobby got injured, though.
Yeah, but I would have probably said he would have just played Jota, and that would have been the only thing now. So now if Elliott can't play and Firmino can't play, then I'm trying to think, what would he do? Bring in Oxo Naby, I guess?
Or on the wing.
But Naby's obviously got this issue where he might not be able to get home. So I'm like, no. Remember, if you got down the middle on Mane and Salah, and then he'll be playing the midfield.
So yeah. All right, we'll come to Naby in a minute. But in just staying on Taki and Elliott at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, Elliott's been playing centre midfield. The reason I say Taki, though, is because, again, God forbid one of those 3 players have to come off or we need to change it up. He's the next person really to come off the bench.
Oh, for the front 3. Yeah. Bang on if you're talking about the front 3. I meant the starting lineup though, Cal, because it would just be Naby in or Thiago in and Elliott out for midfield, won't it?
True.
Well, sorry, Cal.
Will obviously start instead of Bobby, yeah. But no, you're right. Now Minamino's actually the only backup, isn't it?
Jamal said it might be from his end. So
sorry, just quickly, was that original question? Was we worried about Minamino and
Elliott injuries.
Elliott.
Both being injured now.
Yeah, no, I am just quickly because they obviously Elliott was playing. Like obviously Elliott started the Chelsea game, which was massive. Even though I felt like at the time it was the wrong decision, but still quality player regardless. And yeah, even though Minamino was never going to start any games, he was still in the rotation. Like, let's be real. And maybe because of the transfer window was still open, he's in the rotation over Divock. And
I'm not going to give that a response, Drift, because you're not going to like it, bro.
And the thing is,
I just like Demo, so I brought his comment up.
I'm going to be real. Right now, as things stand, if Liverpool fans are comfortable with this, they're going to have to get used to it. With Firmino out as things stand and Elliott and Taki, that means it's Jota, Mane and Salah. That would mean by default, the person to come off the bench in one of those forward lines in any free position, by the way, is Divock Origi.
We'll have to see. Mr. Dare I Say It, Drift says, apart from the 33 games he missed last season, he missed 1 out of 99 and kept 45% of clean sheets of 98 games. Also, no home losses in 47. That's incredible.
Absolutely sensational. Incredible.
That's why I was saying he's harder to replace.
Flintoff says, breaking news here. Since Elliott is Genie's replacement, he is also to be Mane and Salah's replacement in January and will take over. Saying the youngest manager at 22, yeah.
Right, let me ask you something, because hopefully these injuries aren't long term. Then maybe only a couple of weeks or whatever. I don't know the length of the injuries. Even Bobby's, they haven't actually confirmed, have they, what the length of his injury is? Or have they? And I just missed it.
They haven't confirmed nothing. As things
so
stand,
we don't know how long. We don't know how long Firmino, Minamino, or Elliott are out for. Let's just do a random guesstimate and say 2 to 3 weeks. So they'll maybe miss 3 games. Yeah. I know people thought that maybe we were exaggerating when we were worried about the squad before the window shut. But how weird is it? It's already starting to happen. Now, we didn't even get a couple of months past the window. Like, literally, the window shuts, international break happens, and then bang, bang, bang. 3 injuries to the players, leaving only Origi, who, obviously, the jokes and the banter aside, Klopp clearly doesn't trust or doesn't want to play. So, therefore, effectively, that means there are no backups, right? Really and truthfully, if you really think about it, if Minamino and Bobby and Elliott are all out, are they not the other 3 that would play in the front 3? Who else is there?
Do you know, Jeff, funny you say that, because I don't know, maybe this is where my man says, Matt, why are you saying it like that? The reason why I said it like that is because, and again, I'm going to look at the camera when I say this, we're asking a player who looked like he wanted to leave, we couldn't get him to leave, is now going to be the replacement for all 3 positions. So if Jota gets injured, it's Origi. If Salah gets injured, it's Origi. If Mane gets injured, it's Origi. To be fair, that's unfair on Origi, because as good as Origi can play and can offer, why should one man have to cover all 3 positions knowing that he's a striker and he might have to go right or left and whatever? There should be other man to cover. But again, we're not going to go too much into it. But all the people that was saying, you know, I don't even use the term, but I'm going to have to. There's only way I can say it. Top Reds were saying, no, the squad is live. We can do this thing. No one's saying we can't do this thing. But all of us sat here and said, realism. Realism is players get injured. We don't know how long for, but players get injured. And already, players are injured. And what happens? We're already trying to jump over this first hurdle. It looked like we might even fall as well. Because I can't even lie. All it takes is one more knock and we're in serious trouble. As things stand, by the way. Because obviously, we could go and play Leeds and have Elliott and Minamino both on the bench. But I'm just saying as things stand right now, innit?
And you know, Matt, you're missing the key point as well, bro. You're saying if they get injured, which is obviously looking at the worst case scenario. Why do we have to go to the worst case scenario? Let's just look at a face value. What if it's 50, 60, 70 minutes into the game? We've got to change it up because we're not winning. It isn't even just about injuries, bro. It's about options or even having something different. That means we only have one option to even change things or try. And do you know what I mean? If it's not working, we still get Chelsea. All people moaned about after the Chelsea game was Klopp's substitutions, right? That was like the main issue. With what... Now there isn't even any options. There's nothing else we can do. If the front three aren't winning the game, then what are we gonna do? Like,
do you know what? And this is what I was saying before, and I said it, I think, on one of my daily newses. If we would have signed Donyell Marlon, I wouldn't have been happy as him as like our striker who's gonna bang 30 goals. But one thing I did say, and people can quote me on this, I said he'll enhance the squad and he can play multiple positions. So if we did sign a Marlon, yeah, or Malin, however you pronounce it, who's now gone Dortmund, he would have massively helped because he's kind of like that Jota. He can go for the middle or go out wide, and it's just another man of added quality to what we already are lacking at the moment. But yeah.
Agreed. Another super chat from Sam Max Legends here. Barca, Madrid, and Dortmund are 3 highest profile clubs owned by fans. A model worth looking into. Imagine how many permanent members LFC could get.
That worries me, though.
It'd be very interesting.
And that worries
although
me.
Barca are obviously in the mud, so it's not really.
I was gonna say, and some of the things that they were doing, I don't know if like I agree with. I think
it's a bit mad still.
Yeah, like I don't know if you know.
Remember, there's still somebody who runs the club. Fans just get a say. We got to put it more in perspective. But the fans don't run
true.
The club. The fans get a say.
I think in the boardroom is more like, okay, cool. You could have like maybe like, in fact, no, didn't that get announced actually, guys, about someone being in the boardroom? Am I thinking of another club?
No, you're thinking of I remember that. Was it not Arsenal?
Was it Chelsea? No, was it Chelsea? There's some club that's allowing...
I know what you're. No, it's Liverpool, isn't it?
No, it's us, isn't it? I swear we've done a thing like that.
Spirit of Shankly, we're the ones who get someone who sits on the board.
Yes, no, they're working on it, but nothing's been confirmed.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's been confirmed.
But Barcelona vote in the president, but the president still runs the.
Yeah. Of course.
Remember, that's why he starts moving mad when he knows he needs the votes. He gets mad political around time for the president election.
No, it's true.
Yeah, it does still. Next super chat. Flintoff says, don't get why the club are hiding how long players will be out for. Reminds me of Thiago last season when we kept on getting weekly updates. Just tell us. Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah, it's very strategic. Like when we thought Shaq was injured, but he got hair plugs. Just tell us the truth.
No, that I wouldn't have wanted to know. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad they kept that secret. I'm not going to lie.
He made a mistake. He never done it on purpose.
You still just speak to your doctor, man. Don't do a Sacco, man. Speak to your doctors. Tahir said the FSG and then Klopp can't complain about injuries. Yeah, very true. Mr. Dare Say It says Moreno to Simicast, Lallana to Curtis, Genie to Thiago, Nico and Klein, D Studge Jota, Lovren and Ibu, Shaq, Elliott, FSG. I'd argue some of those have been upgrades, to be honest. Some haven't.
Only one.
Only one hasn't been an upgrade.
No, only one was an upgrade. Moreno to Simicast. I don't think the others. Curtis in the future will be an upgrade, but I don't think he's better than Lallana.
Hold on. Sam Max Legend says no, but fans would vote who comes in and to run it. That would be a good point. So let's quickly go back to that list.
All right, let's quickly just do it one by one. All right, Simicast obviously, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we can't look at Lallana's career. You have to look at when he left, whether it was an upgrade when he actually left the club.
Okay, if you're gonna base it on that, then Curtis is an upgrade. As a player, I wouldn't call that an upgrade though.
But we can't judge them at their peaks. We have to judge them on how they've left the club and what the player is.
I love Curtis. I even think Lallana actually contributed quite a lot in that last season. To be honest, he was alright in that season.
Not in the last. No,
he won the league. He was alright in that season.
He barely played.
Yeah, he didn't do that much, bro.
No, I think he had a decent amount of.
It's Man United, what, the equalizer?
Yeah, he got the goal.
I think I remember West Ham. He was really good. Brighton, he played well again. Like he had some good games, like in that season.
Do you remember? And someone actually said it just as I was about to say. Do you remember when I was like, remember we were talking about a setup for a game and you man laughed at us and I said, Lallana's going to be the full six. But we
did that in the studio, innit?
Yeah, remember we was talking about, and I was like, bro, like, trust me.
I'm just saying, I do definitely think Lallana would, but if you're basing it on looking to the future, then yeah. Curtis. I think Lallana was quite good that season, though. To be honest, I think he contributed quite well. To be fair.
Kadir, I've not seen a super chat from you, but if I missed it, then just drop it in another message, please, bro. Klein to Nico, I don't think that's an upgrade. Something's going on behind the scenes there
That's
that we'll
not
never
an
know
upgrade.
about.
No.
Sturridge to Jota, I think that's an upgrade.
Based on current, based on
Yeah.
what he can currently offer, that is. Yeah.
Lovren to Ibu, again, I think that's an upgrade.
No, but that one is to be seen. We have to be honest; it is to be seen. That can't be proven just because he's here. Like he hasn't.
No, but I'm not saying it. I'm saying that we're talking about the players. So Lovren's last season to Ibu coming in right now. For me, that's an upgrade.
Fair enough.
And then Shaq to Elliott.
Another one
that's a difficult one. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. You could argue that Shaq just wasn't fitting into the system, so technically it is an upgrade. I don't know. It's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one, yeah. So it's about 50-50 then, really, isn't it, when we look at that?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Even the Genie Thiago one, like as a player,
yeah,
Thiago,
I can't. Yeah,
on the team, you can't even say.
Yeah, that one's different in my opinion. 75 Jamrock says we're not going to talk about Klopp's training regime. Elliott has a muscle injury. Why do our players seem to get the most muscle injuries? I can't answer.
2 years we didn't know, Jam. This is the problem, and this is why a lot of people are speculating that it might have something to do with the whole like physios and the whole like getting rid of players staff and that, because for 2 years we were pretty all right when it came to injuries.
Yeah, we were.
And then all of a sudden the injuries have just started to, and it's coincidentally when we changed the medical team, and I don't know if it's unfair to just point fingers like that, but it is a bit mad. It is a bit mad.
Last topic I want to finish up with Mr. Alexander-Arnold. Trent played centre midfield for England yesterday, or in the first half anyway. All right. I know I've been one of the first to shut down talk of him moving into midfield for Liverpool. But I'm gonna come up with a theory, and I want to see where you and Matt stand on this and everyone in the comments. Now, we all wanted another centre midfielder to come in, right? And when it comes to Keita and Ox, the first thing we all think about is if we sell them, look how much money we're going to lose, because we're not going to recoup anywhere near to the money that we paid for them. Here's my theory. And again, another thing that we've been told is we can't find someone to back up Trent because no one's going to want to come and sit on the bench for who we think is the best right back in world. All right. How about this? If Trent plays in midfield or becomes another midfield option, then if we were to sell Ox or Naby, you're effectively writing that off, because whatever you get for them is a bonus, because you actually have a player that's come through the academy, right? Then we try and go out for a top class right back. So that way you still got two top class right backs in the team. You've got Trent who fills in for one of the midfield spots. So if we need Trent as a midfielder, then that other right back comes in and we're good. And it may mean we don't need to buy another midfielder. So you're buying a right back who's going to be cheaper than a centre midfielder as well, quality that we want potentially. And you've already got Trent who could potentially do it. Now, I'm not saying I want to do it, but where would you sit with that? Would you want to do that?
All right, just to get this out of the way, because I've seen quite a few people mentioning this, and they do have a point. He was a midfielder in the youth team, and that's why a lot of people,
he played midfield and right back.
Yeah, but what I will say is Ashley Cole was a striker, and under 13s, I think it was. Alan Shearer was in goal at under 11s. I think we can't always get carried away with like when they were young where they played.
No, but Trent played in midfield up until pretty much the season he broke through. He played midfield and right back. So
yeah, no, but that was a 17. So what I'm saying is he was still young enough that maybe you didn't quite know what you were yet, and the manager saw something in you, and then you were born to do the other position. Do you get what I mean? Even like Kimmich, for example. Kimmich is a world-class central midfielder who was a right back by trade. And then, you know what I mean? Like, so you can't always like just look at that as a face value. So I just want to say that, because you can't always just go, well, in the youth team, if he did this, then that means he should do that. Because sometimes a manager even knows where you're better at than you are. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of the whole thing, what you're saying, Cal, yeah, if we could go out there and we can go and get ourselves a Hakimi, a Kimmich, or something like that, then I'd be all for the possibility of playing Trent in midfield. But here's what I don't like about playing Trent in midfield. Why waste a weapon for no reason? No right back in world football can deliver a ball the way Trent does. And it's almost like you're wasting him in midfield when you can have another player in midfield, when you can let him do what he does so devastatingly, kind of as a bonus, in my opinion. I feel like having a right back who is as creative as he is like a bonus for the team. Midfielders are meant to be creative. Right backs aren't. And I feel like playing him in midfield is like wasting his position. We can get 3 bad boy midfielders in there and then still have Trent doing what he's doing. So as an option, if we're really on our face, Cal, yeah, your point is 100. Like last season, for example, we had Hakimi and we were playing Henderson and Fabinho in defence because we were all over the place. And then you put Trent in midfield and you add that extra body and he starts being a midfield body, but Hakimi's playing right back. Oh, all day long. Let's go in it. We're forced to do this. Let's move in it. As Matt will say, we move. But if you've got everyone fit, what is the point in wasting Trent in midfield? You play the bad boy midfield and you have your secret weapon. That for me, that's what I think anyway.
It's fair enough. Can't disagree with that, to be fair. What about yourself, Matt? Where do you stand on the whole Trent playing in midfield?
I've seen it before, and I think what it is, because we appreciate his footballing ability, we know he can play midfield, right? So there's no denying that. But I think as things stand right now, I think keep him as right back because he's devastating. And not only that, it's kind of like he's key to our system. Him and Robbo are very key to how we even operate. So if you take out a Trent, it's going to be hard to find someone else that can replicate that. Or you go and get someone who's very sturdy. Let's say, for example, we went back to, say, an old school, like, not old school, but to say went back to a Klein, then the attack becomes lopsided because then your right back is very good or very sturdy at defending, but when it comes to attacking, they can't really do what he does. And that's open up the game from right back.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I don't see how you move his position and then he's got to learn that position. And let's be real. If you want to be the best in any position, it takes years of craft. You can't just like move into midfield and you just ball out and you're the best. Brother, it's going to take time. Thiago is one of the best midfielders in the world. So is Kimmich. So is De Bruyne. Like, these are the best players because they've been doing it for long. Kimmich is slightly different though, because I think Kimmich, if I'm not mistaken,
Kimmich is a hybrid, isn't it?
He is a mad hybrid because I've seen him play centre back one time against Dortmund, and I remember Pep giving him some massive speech, and everyone thought he was having a go at him when he was praising him. But Kimmich is different. But I just think let him do his thing at right back because he's one of the best, and I've said it many a times. Like, I haven't seen a right back do this much devastation since probably like Dani Alves, like from an attacking point of view. And if you ask me, Trent is different. I just think let him do his thing. And maybe when he gets older, as maybe the legs start to die a bit, maybe like, I don't know, 32, 33, whatever, then maybe you move into midfield. But I think he should be a right back for us. That definitely for us anyway, because of how we play.
That was good. Just one more thing, Cal, before you come in double up on what Matt's saying. It's also about our system. So if we went back to the system we were playing 16, 17, technically even 17, 18, I'd rather a Kimmich, because that was when we didn't rely on our fullbacks and we were about creativity for midfield and dynamism from the front three. But what we've adapted over the last few years under Klopp, where the fullbacks are very involved, it would also hamper the team to bring in a player who's not as good going forward, no matter where Trent's playing. It'd be really, really stupid in the way we play in our system to have a Klein who's exceptional defensively, but doesn't really offer you much in offense. We'd get frustrated so many games where there's no width in the team because he's not providing that width that Trent does. So it's about your system as well, for real. If another manager comes in, that manager might do something different, and then Trent in midfield makes sense. But while Klopp's manager, Trent in midfield doesn't make sense.
Fair point. Can't disagree with those points, boys. Mr. Drift says, I told you, man, you should have run up on the physics. Physios, you mean? Physios, yeah.
I think you meant physios still.
We should have went and tried to beg them, no, please, guys, be available when they realize they made a mistake so you can come back.
Shout out to Troy M. And let's not forget, our problem wasn't conceding last year. It was scoring goals, especially against low block, that we're going to see almost every week this season.
Every
Facts.
damn week.
It
Worries
became
me.
both at one point, but yeah.
Sam Matt's Legend says, bros, have you thought about getting to a studio to sit down and discuss face to face? It would be awesome, and invite a victim from the rivals every week to grill. We're working on stuff, guys. We are working on stuff. We definitely
Indeed.
are. Kadir says, bro, he reminds me of Kevin De Bruyne. His quality in midfield, he kills it. I see the comparisons. I get the comparisons. I do. Even when you look at the assist he put for Mane against Burnley, like there's not many central midfielders, let alone right backs who can do
The
that.
first touch was like from Trent,
Yeah,
like
it's
just
crazy.
to loft that over to Mane was stupid. I can't even lie.
Yeah. Mr. Dare I Say It Drift says Terry from the Football Terrace was actually trying to convince everyone that Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, and James are better fullbacks than Robbo yesterday. I'll address that with Terry this week. That won't be a narrative that continues when I'm on that channel, believe you me.
Plus, he's gonna wind up a lot as well.
Yeah, he is. Terry knows how to get to the fan base. He's smart.
100%.
He's smart. Darren
Big
Dunbar.
up Terry, man.
I've always believed that they had plans to sell either Mane or Salah in the summer of 2020 had COVID not happened to fund a rebuild. Either the player would have fetched 120 mil plus at the time. Not sure what they do now. Love the shows. Bless you, Darren.
Bless you. Big up, bro. You know what?
That's
That's
the $1 billion question. Literally,
That
how
is-
do they fund?
Because that
change
summer,
now.
we could have fetched over 100 mil for either of them without even blinking an eye. You're right.
Yeah.
Barcelona and Real Madrid wanted both players as well.
Yeah. Well,
If Barcelona
Dada,
put in a
sure.
bid, I think Liverpool would have said yes. You just get that sinking feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. History kind of it depends on the player. The thing is, it depends on the player because it seems like Salah just doesn't want to leave. So what are you going to do? Force him out?
I don't think any of them want to leave, Cal.
No,
This is why
Suarez
these
wanted.
these
No, Suarez
stories
wanted
come
to
out.
leave.
No, I mean the
Coutinho wanted
players
to
in the
leave.
current team.
No, but that's
These
what I'm
stories
saying.
are setting man up,
I
bro.
don't think anybody wants to go.
No, but that's the
Set a
question because
narrative.
obviously we were able to sort of reinvest money when we sold Suarez and Coutinho. Who do we sell now that can really fetch big money?
Bro, remember when I said we
On
run
the
out of PS4 games to sell? We ain't got no more games, bro. No more classics that we can bang to CEX and be like, yeah, can you take this? Like, well, we need the PS.
No, but we
don't
do,
have
Matt. But it will massively be detrimental to the team. So Van Dijk would fetch 100 mil. Salah would
but they're not PS4 games. They're the PS5. That means you'll be selling PS5 games to get PS5 games. We've been selling the PS4 games to get the PS5 games, but we run out of the classics now.
I get you.
We've sold GTA, Red Dead, Call of Duty, FIFA, PES, God of War. We sold them all.
You know, Matt, it's even worse. We just did digital downloads, so we can't shot them anyway.
Just on the Moreno comment, apparently I was offered in 2019. I was offered to renew for another 5 years. I said no. We'd had many years in England. I'm sorry, but who offered Moreno a 5-year contract?
No, but they might offer him that and just said you're going to be for eternally in the basement and eternally be back up. But it's still a bad decision. But Carl, can I just say this though? You said who offered him that? Ain't it the same person that gave Adrian a new deal? Because let's be real.
Hold on. Sorry, I got to get my head around it. Is the person doing contract negotiations, is he Spanish? Like, let's clear that up first and foremost. Is this person Spanish? And
also, meant to be Edward.
Don't know.
I need to know who it is because I need to know if this person is dabbling with
recreational
drugs.
No shade, yes or no. Let's not go too deep into this. What would have been a worse contract renewal, Moreno or Adrian?
Yeah, what would have been worse?
Because for me, Adrian's the worst renewal, to be honest with you.
I agree with that. I think Adrian would be worse than Moreno.
So that Moreno one doesn't shock me at all, if I'm being honest.
No, it doesn't.
He was only 27 at the time.
This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm trying to say.
My response.
Yeah, because they're.
I promise, like, and even it's been a weird these past few months, and knowing out.
Bro, let's be real. As Drift would say, call a spade a spade. Adrian's actually worse than Moreno, you know.
Jamrock said Edwards and his team are solely responsible. Jamrock couldn't wait, you know. Jamrock couldn't wait to drop that.
Moreno scored that goal against Spurs and dusted Townsend, you know.
Sorry, we were going to give Moreno a 5-year contract.
Yeah,
That can't be
but
real.
we gave a new deal to. We're the first club in history to give Adrian a renewal.
but
Let that sink
that's a
in,
1
though.
year. That's a 1 year renewal. We're
It's still a
talking about
renewal. Everyone else got
No.
rid of him.
5 years, Matt.
No, Adrian's
How?
2, isn't it?
Yeah, is Adrian 2? Or is it
Adrian's
one?
2, bro.
The whole point is we
No,
gave
it's
him
not.
a renewal. Every club he's
Yeah,
been to.
Adrian's 2, Cal.
No,
It's not 1.
no, it's not. No,
Do you know
Cal
what's
is
mad?
2.
no.
But just
Adrian's
mad
got a
though.
2-year deal, Cal.
Moreno's gone on to win Europa and beat Man United. Yeah, well, Adrian is just sitting there making hype videos when the team wins and doing that whole like Instagram thing of I'm bad and look at my medals. Come on, who would you rather want?
Adrian
Bro?
didn't get 2 years.
Bro, you got 2, Cal.
Not in my mind.
It's 2, bro. It's 2.
Not in
You
my
got
2
mind.
years.
2, bro.
No.
It wasn't even an extension on the year he had. They just went, oh, we'll scrap that and gave him a brand new one with a pay rise.
He probably got a pay rise as well, you know.
No.
Remember,
no,
he's
no.
tight with no. But you know something? I don't know if you lot have seen from like training pictures or so to speak, but he's kind of close with Thiago, you know.
But
I
we
could
can
get
do it.
close with. I could get close with Thiago if you give me an hour with the guy. Like,
No.
what is this?
But I'm saying like that's probably no, but they're
I'll
probably
drop some
thinking.
impressions and be
Bruv,
clowning
bruv.
around. Bruv,
Remember
I'll get
when
Thiago to
Moreno
laugh,
was
bruv.
there? But Drift, back me up on this. I'm a line. When Moreno was there, what Moreno typed with Firmino's what I say they're wives, but you know what I mean? Like they're all the families, basically. The families are all tight.
Moreno was actually known to be very, very important.
He was tight with
for-
Coutinho.
No, but he was
All
known
of
for
them.
being very good for dressing room morale. Like all jokes
Yeah.
aside, Moreno was known for being very good for dressing
I
room
don't give a
morale.
monkeys, bro.
He's the hype man. He's the hype man. He's kind of the hype
You
man.
know,
still.
shout out to Ems who just said 58k a week. Adrian has clocked life.
He has still.
I've got to move on from this still. I can't think of Adrian. But I thought it was a one.
Adrian's
All this
gangster,
time, no one told me it was
No,
a
it's
2-year
2-year deal.
contract.
It's 2-year deal, fam.
2 years.
Bro, I thought it was
For the
just
next
a
2
one.
years, you possibly might see a man in his pajamas and his slippers.
No,
come
but
onto
the
the
count. This
pitch.
is what I'm saying. He was on 35 grand and he had a
Oven
1-year
gloves.
extension the club could just
Big
execute.
up Adrian.
But they
This
said
is-
forget the 1-year extension and just gave him a brand new 58 grand a week 2-year deal. Cal. This is what I'm saying. We're the
Bad man.
only club in his whole history that's
Adrian's a
given him
bad
new
man. Do you know why he's
contract.
a bad man? Because he said to Michael Edwards, yeah, I'm blessed with Thiago, innit? I'm blessed with a lot of man. So unless you sign me on, bare man are leaving. What did Edwards do? Sign up. And then what do we see after that? Bare man to start signing contracts. So maybe and truly, Adrian has a lot more power than we think, bro. Just put it out.
My only response to this news is
Move your blood clot.
It's just
I got no other words. I'm not gonna lie.
That caught me off guard.
Same. I wasn't expecting that one too, bro. That's kind of mad though. Just let it sink in though.
2 years.
As much as it's 2 years. I'm not, and we couldn't even sort out Genie, you know. Can't even lie. I'm not
2
talking about
years,
money,
yeah.
but we just couldn't sort out a man who plays games, and we've got a next man who lives permanently in the basement and just looking to this.
This is how I'm feeling inside right now. That's how I feel inside. I 2 years. I thought it was one all this time. I thought it was
No, 2 years.
Nah, bro. Buckle up,
Honestly,
bro.
2
It's gonna
years.
be a long ride, bro.
me.
For real.
Right, it's 2 years for True Guys. Are you really?
Nah, bro, I knew it was 2 from long time, Cal. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Right.
So we don't have the capacity. So we don't have the capacity.
Got nothing
Bro?
left, man.
Bro, it's done. Like it's
God,
done.
I'm finished. That has just hit me for.
So we don't have the capacity.
That's
Bro,
knocked me for 6. I'm not
it's a
even gonna
mess.
lie.
It's a mess, you know. It's a mess,
Jeez.
bro.
Mr. Dare I say?
Part of the
Just
reason
says,
we couldn't buy players, Cal.
Oh, jeez. This is dare I say it just says if Ali, Trent, VVD, Fab, Mo, Jota stay fit, we have the same injury record from 19 to 1920, and conversion rate goes up by 15-20%. We win the league. It's true.
I agree with
So it's a lot of variables there.
A lot of variables.
Yeah,
a lot of variables. Everyone's 2 years older, etc., etc. But I agree with him though.
For real.
Troy M says, random reflection, whose hands are these? If you effing legend. Yeah. I watched that bat that had me in stitches. I'm not even gonna lie.
My strong hand. Nah, I love it. That actually done me in, you know.
Boy. 2 years.
Yeah, bro, it's 2 years.
I genuinely am.
It's 2 years. It's like
I'm
I don't even know. It's like I don't even know. It's like
that actually means
situation
that we've either got to pay him off or find someone to buy him as well.
Yeah.
So hold on, we could become the first club to sell him.
Yeah.
No, but that would be a great first.
But the joke
No,
thing
it
is,
will be, but
we ain't selling. We ain't selling him. You know?
We can't sell.
But I can't believe we're the first club that's ever gave him a contract renewal.
I don't
He's
even know.
33 years old. It ain't like he's young.
Bro, I just best quote, we've got to defrost Callum too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cal, did you see that?
Yes,
part,
I saw it. I saw it.
Did you see it? I was like, he's frozen.
Yeah. You lot got me on that one fully still.
I was like, is he thinking or is he frozen? Is he thinking?
Yeah, no,
Is he thinking?
But it did look like you were thinking though.
no, you lot fully got me on that one. I can't lie. That was quality. Boy, I was gonna do an Island Dutch, but I don't even know what to say now after the Adrian stuff. So I know. This Mr. Dare I say it just says you men stop that 2 year part life deal. I almost crashed my car and I'm on the highway.
Oh, be careful, bro. Be careful.
Be careful, mate. Be careful, bro. Man nearly did an Ashley Cole.
He's basically Kelleher when he sees Adrian in the dressing room.
Move your blood clot.
Oh, man.
Guys, anything you want to say before we take the people out?
Boy, all I can say is this.
So we don't have the capacity. So we don't have the capacity.
Move your blood clot.
I got nothing left, man. That's
Not left. Not left.
that is
Like you said right at the top of the show, Cal, all we can do is back the team and just pray we don't get injuries.
100%.
That's all we can do is just pray we don't get injuries.
Yeah, and don't worry, if we don't win it this year, it will be next year when we make movements in it.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
You know what? Yeah, the other day I deeped it just to finish up about the fact that we didn't buy anyone, and even though we've got
Ibu. Yeah, go.
Like I deeped it, and I really just thought to myself, they buoyed us. They like on another level. They buoyed us.
No, of
Like,
course they did. They
like,
know
they actually did a Rick James Murphy brothers. That was how much they buoyed us.
No, it hurts. I can't
I've actually got footage of Michael Edwards after he's told he wasn't allowed to sign any more players and that we may have to move him on next summer as well.
Are you crazy?
I'm sorry.
Y'all are stupid.
David, please.
Get off me. Y'all ain't nothing without me. I made your asses. You can't fire me. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Y'all can't do me like this. You ungrateful son of a bitches.
Edwards didn't take the news too well. He did not take the news too well. I can't lie.
Oh man!
Rumors had it that was a contract he ripped up, so hopefully it gets resolved. But who knows at this point?
Hopefully it wasn't Salah's contract as well.
No,
you want that? If I go, he goes.
Oh boy, guys.
Bird kit. The Fergie ain't been announced, does it?
Not to my knowledge. It's still the same prototype, yellow one. She's
yeah,
a weird one. I'm surprised it hasn't been released yet.
Apparently, someone
Officially,
said to
anyway.
me around our Champions League first
Maybe,
game.
yeah, maybe. That's the point.
Yeah. So we'll
Maybe
wait and
with
see.
a Salah new contract, maybe.
That would be nice.
That would be
nice.
cool.
That would be nice. People, we are going to be back on when are we go? Wednesday. We're going to be back, aren't we?
Yes, for the
Leeds
preview.
United preview.
Indeed.
And have some members videos dropping for you guys as well. Thursday's our Twitch show. So guys, if you haven't gone over and followed us on Twitch, make sure you do so today. A weekly Prem panel show on Twitch. We've got great guests on there, so make sure you do join up. Okay, I'm not going to read out. I can't read out because it's a serious topic, but they're
yeah,
jokes.
I was gonna say it's a serious thing. That's why even I was laughing, but I was like, nah, it's a serious thing though, isn't it? So
No, it is, but
yeah, the joke's the jokes though. I'm not going to lie.
yeah. Also, I just checked out the Twitch stuff as well. I just checked on my end, and the Twitch stuff does seem to be okay. We do have sound, so maybe there was a mix-up before with Twitter with Twitch, but the Twitch stuff does look like it's cool. So yeah, check out us on Twitch, as Carl said, each and every Thursday. Prem panel, trust me, it's lit, it's live. We move, trust me.
Indeed, and then obviously Friday we're back, and then Sunday for the game.
Indeed,
busy week for you guys. In the meantime, make sure you follow us on social media as well. Also, make sure you get over. Do it straight after the show, guys. Jump on Twitch, follow us on Twitch. If you haven't already, which you should have, shame on you if you haven't. Smash the like button as well. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We actually see how many people watch this and aren't subscribed, guys. It's in the high percentages. Let's just click one button, people. That's all we ask you to do.
One button, people. Roll to 30,000. Come on, guys.
Yes, indeed. But guys, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kop-Ish and we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.